Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am your tarot reader Stephanie, and today we have your 2025 love prediction readings. So we're going to be looking at how your romantic and love life is going to be for the year 2025. And feel free to pick this whether you are in a relationship or not, whether you are in a situationship, casually dating, single, whatever the case may be. They've all been very different and diverse, and I did read for most situations. Some of them were leaning a little bit more single, and some of them were leaning a little bit more in already in a connection. So feel free to choose as many as call to you. We have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have the Mystic Dreams Tarot. Pile 2, we have the Goddess of Love Tarot. Pile 3, we have the Accurate AF Tarot. Pile 4, we have the Mythos Tarot, and Pile 5, we have the True North Tarot. So take a few deep breaths, think about the year 2025 and all the love that is going to come toward you, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, Pile 1. If you chose the Mystic Dreams Tarot, then we have a reading here for you for your love life in 2025. We're going to see what is going to go on with you romantically. We're going to do this for people in connections and not in connections. We're going to see what is going to go on this particular year. We're going to get into the oracles to get a gist of how your year is going to go, maybe even get a vision into how you are viewing things romantically. So let's go ahead and start with the cards. I'm going to start with the Gods and Goddesses Oracle cards. These are 2 different decks, and you can decide whether you want both of these to be you or whether you want this to be you and your counterpart if you have one right now, or what you want to attract. So for my pile 1, let's see what gods and goddesses are presiding over this particular situation. We've got Valkyrie's Redemption. Somebody wants to apologize to you. Somebody, that, or you might be getting people from the past, if either trying to get back into your life, that could be a possibility, or just coming clean about something. If you're currently in a connection, I feel like you're going to have a lot of talks about how you want to progress this connection forward. Not saying that they messed up or anything, but it's more like you're evaluating what you want out of your connection. So I feel like regardless of whether you're single or in a connection, I feel like people are going to want to redeem themselves here, especially those who have wronged you or those who have felt that they haven't lived up to the expectation of what you wanted them to be, or what the connection should have been. For a lot of you, this could be, I'm not necessarily seeing reconciliation, but it could be, for example, an ex apologizing for how they've done you wrong, or maybe you hear that somebody is changing their ways. I just see redemption here, because with this card also comes forgiveness from a lot of you. So let's go ahead and get more cards. We have Thoth Wisdom. God, you know what's interesting? Before I was gonna start this reading, I kept telling myself, look up the Egyptian gods, look at the Egyptian gods. For some reason, the Egyptian gods keep calling me. And there's something here, like if something is calling to you, if you keep getting like an intuitive message, and or like this, you know, this nagging feeling in your mind and your gut to do something, Spirit is basically saying, especially when it comes to relationships, do that thing. Even if it feels out of character for you, even if it feels a little bit weird for you, do that. For example, if you get the nagging feeling to talk to your partner about something, or call up somebody, like somebody you're dating, somebody about something, do it. Because I feel like they may not instigate this redemption or this apology, but I feel like it's there regardless. I know this is weird, but I'm not saying that you have to go out of your way, but it's kind of weird. Like some of you, it's kind of like divine timing. Wisdom here is coming through as divine timing. Like maybe you're already going to talk to them about something else, but then out of nowhere, that conversation turns into something else, or the outing, whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like there's something here about divinely following. What do I want? How do I want to say this? Divine guidance is coming through for your connections, regardless of where you are. Let's go ahead and get the Audacity cards, which I feel like is appropriate right now, because so far it seems like 2025 is going to be interesting for you, pile 1. We have the Sun. Yeah, and look how these 2 kids are having fun. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be very fun in terms of love and relationships, especially if you're dating. You're going to have a lot of fun with the people that you date this year. If you already have a partner, it could be that you both are focusing on like all the adventures you're going to have, especially if you're, for example, going on vacation, or if you're hanging out with friends. You're doing a lot to really bring joy and fun back into your love life. Even if you're dating, even if you're single, it's like you're going to make it a point to really want to enjoy other people's company, or to enjoy what they have to offer you, whatever it may be. We have marriage, wedding, matrimony, wedlock. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church importance 2 and 1. So for a lot of you, those of you already in a connection, there is definitely marriage on the brain here, or at least commitment. There's something interesting about commitment here, because even this weird redemption energy, the ex is coming back to apologize. It's kind of like they see that you were commitment material. They see that you were in it for the long haul. They see that that you've treated them right, or that you would have been a great option, but it's like too little too late, or they found out after the fact, after, so many people have broken their heart. They come back and they're like, you know what, I didn't treat you right because I'm out here on these streets and they're not safe. That's what I'm getting for a lot of you. Let's go ahead and get more. I want to get one more from this deck. Romantic night, romantic entanglements, sensual encounter. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. So like I said, it's going to be a rather fun year for you, Pile 1. I feel like you're going to have a lot of romantic nights, whether you're alone or not alone. I feel like you're going to really... I feel like for a lot of you, you're really focusing on the romance to the point where... and I don't feel like you're chasing it. I feel like it just comes towards you. Maybe some of you are doing a lot of heart chakra healing, or some sort of like romantic spell work where, you really boost that romantic appeal of yours, or that side of yours. Not saying that you're, trying to control everybody, but I'm seeing somebody literally praying or making incantations to Aphrodite. And she comes through. That's what I'm seeing for some of you, which is very interesting. Back of the deck, we have Juliet. Inner strength, independence. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Or infinite, I guess is how it's supposed to be said. But what's interesting is this is Empress energy. In this particular deck, I'm getting very strong Empress energy. So regardless of where you are, and I did say incantations to Aphrodite, and I feel like Juliet would be, blessed by Aphrodite, or any love god, whichever love goddess you prefer to work with. I just say her because she's the first one that comes to my mind. So for a lot of you, you're working with like divine love. You're learning to love yourself, and in loving yourself, you give off this energy, this aura of being somebody who's very lovable. And I feel like people are really going to want to pursue you if you are single. Even if you're not single, I feel like people are going to be extra flirty with you. Some of you may go through a glow up, but for me, glow up is always internal first and then external second. So you're just going to seem very, very attractive. And with this independence, even if you are in a connection, like I said, it's like you're shining. I feel like if you're in a connection, this person really better hold on to you, because they're going to have some competition, which is very interesting. I kind of love this energy for you, Pile 1. Go on. Okay, let's see what... Let's get some zodiac signs here. We're not even halfway done with this spread. My gosh. For my Pile 1, what's coming to them in 2025? We've got Taurus emotion, satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Clear water flows from a mountain spring. If you're experiencing satisfaction right now, sit back and enjoy the sparkling current of comfort and contentment. If it's dissatisfaction you're feeling, ask yourself if you can imagine a new solution, resource, or pattern of behavior. I love this because, and I say this as a Taurus and somebody who's had to deal with this, Tauruses, when they're not happy, they move on to something else. They seek comfort, they seek pleasure, they seek joy. There's something here about finding satisfaction with your love life, regardless of where you are, regardless of what you want. Because I'm getting the feeling that not everybody here may want commitment, even though we do have the marriage card here. I'm getting the feeling that some of you just really want to have like a fulfilling love life, whatever that may mean to you. For example, if you're more polyamorous, maybe you're seeking to have, better partners outside of your main partner. If you are in a committed, monogamous connection, you're wanting more romance out of that, no matter how long you've been with that person. And if you're dating, same thing. You just want better quality people, better quality dates, regardless of whether you want to commit or not. So it's all about what makes you happy, and it's all about what makes you feel, what feels right. Let's put it that way. It's about what feels right this year. And I think this comes through with the wisdom, because for a lot of you, especially those of you who have been single for a while, you kind of recognize that maybe you're not ready for commitment. Maybe it's not commitment you want, but as much as you want Maybe some of you want companionship. Maybe some of you just want to have fun. Maybe some of you are just literally looking for somebody to be, physically intimate with. And if that's what you want, I think you have to be very honest with yourself. What is it about your romantic love life, or even just your intimate life, that you really want? And I feel like you're gonna, for some of you, I'm literally seeing meditation. I don't know what it is that this pile is doing, but it's kind of like you're working with the gods and deities of romance. You're working with your higher self to see what it is that you want. I'm literally seeing meditation, journaling, like journaling out your thoughts about what it is that you want. Because for a lot of you, you've been wondering what this is. Let's go ahead and get you the rest of your cards though. We have this one, which they look like two trees. Wait, do not rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. For a lot of you, if you find a new connection this year, which is very likely because of how much you are being in the spotlight and how much you're going out and having fun. Let's put it that way. I feel like Spirit is asking you to not rush into anything. Doesn't matter how good it seems. Doesn't matter how much you both want it. Doesn't matter how compatible you may be. There's something here about waiting and making sure you really know a person before you either start a relationship with them, get to know them, or see them in person for some of you if you're doing more online dating. Because I'm getting the feeling that in the past you may have rushed into connections and maybe that didn't work out for you. Or there is something here about waiting to see people's true colors as well. And let's get one more card. I'm being told to get one more card. Okay, this one wanted to come through, and I was saying passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. A lot of you, like I said, you're looking really, really good this year, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be attracted to you. Like, I wonder if some of you are just going through a glow up, or if you're just like amping up your something about you becoming more appealing to people is coming through, regardless of what your status in a connection is. Let's go ahead and get more cards. For my pile one, we have in the now. Being in the now is important for your love life at this moment. Release any expectations or worries about your future. Only in the now can you manifest and influence your current love situation. Yeah, that goes along with the wait. That goes along with everything. Also, Taurus makes me think of patience. So a lot of you are going to have to be patient with your love life this year. Back of the deck, as I happen to glance at it, and this kind of goes with the redemption. One more try. I still love you. Give your relationship another chance. This card is a sign that a connection is not over and that both parties still have a path to go together. It is worth fighting for this love. This is not going to be for everybody, because I can already hear that some of you do not want to give anybody from your past a second chance. And that's a very big if, because I think it depends how much they've changed, how long it's been, and what the situation was. For a lot of you, the second chance could also be just trying to be friends with somebody you used to be romantic with, or reworking things in a connection if you're still with somebody, if you're already in a connection. Because I do see this feeling that, again, you're becoming much more appealing. So I feel like your partner noticing this is going to want to try a little bit more for you and with you. Because it's odd what I'm seeing. Because I'm seeing somebody recognizing that their partner is very, very attractive, and that people really want them. And I'm seeing somebody, this isn't going to be everybody. For those of you in a connection or who have somebody, or even if you have like a situationship who won't commit or something like that, they're seeing just how attractive you are. And they're like, if I don't do something now, pile one's going to get snatched up because they're looking really good and they're really, the love energy is just surrounding you. So I feel like they're going to want to step up. It could also be that if you enter into a new connection this year, like maybe you give it a chance, with the wait card and the passion card, it's going to be like you start things at first and maybe it only lasts a few weeks, and then you decide to break it off because you think it's not going to work out due to practical reasons. It could easily be maybe they live too far away, or maybe they're focusing on their career, their job, whatever the case may be. It's like you start something, but it's a little bit of a false start. But then you give it a chance again, shortly after, because they realize in the time that they've been away that they actually do want to try something with you. So something like that wouldn't surprise me, because this doesn't really feel like X energy. It might be, but it feels more like something couldn't get off the ground, or something just couldn't work out at the moment, or somebody had to go through something. Um, or they thought it just wouldn't work out, but then in your absence, they realized just what a catch you are. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards, though. For my pile 1. So this is the sensual magic, and this might be a little bit more the spicy side of what's going on with you. We have jealousy, like I said. There's going to be jealousy on somebody's part. I mean, it could be your part. Maybe you do get a little jealous. But mostly I see jealousy towards you because, like I said, you're looking really good. You're getting a lot of attention. This one partner coming back is just, they're feeling jealous when they see you with somebody else or even talking to somebody else. Not gonna lie, you're gonna have some rather possessive partners this year, or your partners that you already have could turn possessive, just because this Taurian energy makes me think of possessiveness, but it also makes me think that I don't know what's going on with you, pile 1. You're just an absolute baddie, hottie, whatever you want to call it. You're just looking really, really good this year, and you're shining. You're very much in control of your love life, and it's almost inexplicable. But I do see people wanting to like almost possess and own you with this jealousy. But back of the deck for this one, we have freedom. And you can see that she's like saying bye to this guy. She cut the cord already here. There's a picture here where she looks like she's trying to cut somebody out. I feel like you will cut certain people out, especially if they're not understanding what it is that you want, if they're not valuing or respecting your independence and freedom. Because even though you do want a connection, you also want the freedom to do whatever it is that you want. And this isn't necessarily to see other people, unless of course that is what you want, unless, like I said, you're polyamorous or you're just very casually dating people. I feel like you want the freedom to do whatever it is that you feel the need to do. Because I'm seeing somebody who has plans outside of his or her love life. You have plans outside your love life, and you're not going to let somebody else dictate what you get to do and not do. For example, if you want to start your own business or tend to the business you already have, if you want to study something, if you want to travel, I feel like either they get on board with what you want to do or you cut them off, because you really are valuing your independence this year. If somebody is not okay with you casually seeing other people until you make up your mind, then again, you're not dealing with them, because that wouldn't be fair to you if they also want that same thing. Because I don't know, it's just, there's something here about understanding what you want, and people may or may not understand what they want, and you don't really care for this energy of them being indecisive. So we'll see where that goes. We'll look more into the tarot for that particular section. And then we're going to get the last of the cards for my pile 1. In general, you're going to have fun this year. In general, you might be dealing with 1 or 2 difficult people, but you're going to have fun this year. We have inspiring. You're very inspiring to people, that's for sure. And it's funny that we have roses and a seashell here, because I was talking about Aphrodite. Maybe some of you are literally working with that goddess. But even so, I'm getting this sense of beauty. I'm getting a sense of like, some of you might be going to the ocean, or like a vacation to the ocean could be important here. Because under in this particular background of the sun card, there is, it looks like an ocean to me. It looks like a beach almost. And then here we have seashell. So that could be of importance to somebody here. You could be going there. And then let's get one more card. We have loving, and that's very appropriate, because I feel like your energy overall is very loving this year. And I feel like that's why people are just, they're flocking to you, because you have an abundance of love within you for yourself and for other people. They want to come to you and they want to share in this particular love that you have. They want to, like I said, people from your past, they're seeing how much they've messed up, or they're seeing just how much I don't know why this is, but people from your past keep wanting to come through, almost in a very odd way. And maybe these are the people you have to cut off, because maybe they might be like, hey, can we try it again? And you're like, no, I don't want to. So maybe they're not getting that hint and you have to cut them off. Or there is something here about the jealousy of the attention you are getting, even if it's not, with somebody else. It's like, I'm seeing somebody wonder why you're getting so much attention when when I don't know who you've been dating, pile one, but there's like one rather very low vibe ex that is coming through that doesn't understand why people want you, because it's like, well, I didn't want them, so why would anybody else? It's kind of interesting. Let's not tap into that, but I am seeing that. So that might be the person you have to cut off. But for a lot of you, you're just getting a lot of attention this year. And if you do have a partner, it's going to be very romantic. If you don't have a partner, I see you having the option to have one. I see you having the option to have one, but don't rush into it. Don't rush into it. In fact, these two cards together with weight and passion, this could also be spirit advising you not to rush into anything physical, especially for those of you who get attached physically or emotionally on a physical basis very easily. You will know who you are. But yeah, if this sounds like you, if you want to keep hearing about this rather lovely oracle spread, let's go ahead and tap into the tarot to see what is coming for you in 2025, your love predictions. And I'm going to do this in the categories that I have for the tarot. One is going to be how the romantic aspects of it. One's going to be your partner if you have any, and if you don't have a partner, the people around you. And the third one is going to be you individually, how your perspectives of love are changing the way you are, the way you handle life, and the way, just your overall view. Because sometimes love, regardless of whether we're in a relationship or not, can shape us as the people we are. So let's start with the happenings. What's going on with the happenings? The overall climate, if you will, of your love life. And this particular group will also give us a view into whether you'll be single or not. Because some of you here actually have a partner. But either you want another partner because you're poly, or you're looking to leave that partner and move on to somebody else, or maybe you're just dating around. Maybe you have like one main person that you're dating, but you're still dating. I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, by the way. I'm not judging here. I'm just saying people with several statuses come here. We have the Six of Wands, victory. Yeah, overall, it's going to be a very fruitful dating life, romantic life. You're going to have a lot to celebrate. We have the Eight of Wands. This year could go by particularly fast as well when it comes to dating. Your dating life is going to be a bit of a whirlwind. The summer is going to be important as well, June through August. We have the Ten of Wands reversed. A lot of you, you're letting go of certain burdens. Maybe it's because you've cut off this particular energy from the beginning. It could be the one that was trying to ask for forgiveness or beg for forgiveness or ask to be back into your life. You could be cutting that person off, and because you have, I feel like it signifies to the universe. It's like, hey, I don't want this kind of energy anymore. Can we bring in something new? And the universe will comply and send you things that are better suited for whatever it is that you want, especially for those of you who are single. For those of you in a connection, I feel like you work things out with your partner, and again, that signifies things to the universe that you want more harmony in your relationship, you want more romance, and I feel like this allows the universe to pave way for this. And then we have divine feminine. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, because you choose the right things, or because you signal to the universe by what you do. This is very much law of attraction that I'm describing, by the way. Because you're signaling what it is that you want in connections, I think the universe will basically work with you to create these things. If you heard that loud noise in the background, it's just confirmation. That is a card. That is a card that is allowing you to go forward into your love life with whatever it is that, you want, because divine feminine energy, this is that Juliet card. This is that Aphrodite, or insert your love goddess here. Energy. A lot of you are tapping into divine love energy, regardless of whether you have somebody or not. So let's go ahead and see your partners. If you have one partner already, you can see all of these aspects as them. For those of you who are dating multiple people, you could also see this as the qualities in people that you're going to see. So let's see what we got for pile one. We've got the Chariot reversed. This is the person coming back through. This is that person that is going to apologize. They could be a Cancerian, or maybe there's somebody who's not very emotionally mature or literate. Let's put it that way. They're not very emotionally literate. Because the way I'm seeing it is that they have emotions, but they don't know how to talk about them. They don't know how to express them. They don't even know how to act on them. This would be somebody who is so emotionally repressed that when they feel something, they don't care about it. Very emotionally blocked, because I'm seeing somebody have feelings for you, but they don't act on it. They don't care about it. They're just like, I have those feelings, and they move on with their life. I feel like this person's going to come back because either that feeling is going to get to them, or something blows up in their face, or they try to find that feeling again because it felt really good, but they can't. So they come back. The Chariot is reversed because something has slowed down in their life, or there's been a moment of stagnation in their life, and it's kind of interesting. I'm being shown, there was a moment in time when I was dating somebody, and I swear I had the worst traffic when I was with this person, which made no sense at the time because it would be during the summer when there's less people where I live. And yet I would always get stuck behind the slowest cars. I'm thinking of that. So this person could be somebody that whenever they're out driving, they just happen to be stuck behind the slowest car, or maybe they get maybe they're always running late, or their sense of timing is off. Like something about life in general keeps slowing this person down. I think that's their karma. It has nothing to do with you, but this is why this is coming through this way. You will know who this person is because they're always running late, or they're always stuck behind like a really slow car, or they could be really slow in general. Maybe they move slowly, which is interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and get another card for your romantic options, your person or people. We have the Sun. We have Leo energy here. There is somebody new coming in, and they're very confident. They're very full of life. If we're talking about the same person, this person could be very, very full of themselves. And yet, when you look at their life, it's not going great, which is interesting. This could easily be the same person. For a lot of you, it could be another person. Leo energy, happy, fun energy. In fact, we did have the Sun in the Oracle, so this could be this person that you are having a lot of fun with. Let's get more cards. We have the Star reversed, which is interesting because this is Aquarius. We have Cancer, Aquarius, Leo. Maybe somebody has all of this in their chart. Somebody here has no hope, or maybe this Aquarius person is a little bit hopeless because they don't know what they want. Because upright, it would be a sense of hope. Reverse is like there's a sense of no hope for somebody who is either an Aquarius or has a lot of Aquarian energy. So this could be the person who is trying to redeem themselves as well. For a lot of you, this is either like the same person or several people. It's up to you. And it wouldn't surprise me if you found like very similar qualities in a lot of the people you're dating. For some of you, this is just one person that you are currently with. And maybe you see a little bit of everything within them. Take it how it resonates. I should have thought this out a little bit better, but I know that most people who come for love readings are usually single though. And let's get one more card. We have the Two of Swords reversed. Open communication. Upright would mean that there's no communication or there's indecisiveness. Reversed, a lot of you, you're working, some of you must work with gods and goddesses, or maybe you're just working with like energies. Because I'm seeing somebody say, I want clear communication, and clear communication from everybody I'm involved with romantically only. Which I never thought to put it that way. I feel like we're done with ghosting. You're no longer going to be ghosted this year because you're putting it out there into the universe that nobody ghosts you. Which is actually a really smart, this is a very smart thing to do. I feel like that would be a great idea. That if you didn't think of that, I would put that out into the world. That if you're dating or if you're romantically involved with anybody, you're putting it out into the universe, kind of casting your little spell. It's like, nobody ghosts me. I will get explanations for everything. Which isn't meant to sound manipulative. I just think some of you are just done being ghosted, because I'm getting the energy like maybe you would never really ghost people unless they were just acting like an absolute fool and it's somebody that you've never met before. You know, like the random DMs you may get in your account sometimes. It's like, we're not talking about those. We're talking about people that you actually were trying to get to know, or people that you were actually dating for a little bit. Like, we're talking about those people in the flesh and blood, or that there was something there with. I'm getting the sense that some of you are doing like anti-ghosting energy, which is great. This actually makes sense because it seems like there could be 3 main people that you talk to this year, and it seems only one of them really lives up to this, and the other 2 are just a little bit hopeless. It could be the one person. but you're just done with people either not being honest. Oh, this could also be an anti-lie energy as well. Why am I seeing this? Some of you must do spell work or something, because I don't really work like this. I mean, not really. There's a difference between asking the universe for something and like actual spell work here, but this is very interesting. My left ear just started ringing really, really loud when I said that. So I guess that's confirmation for some of you. And if you don't do that, if you don't want to do that, I'm not saying you should. This is just for those who resonate with that, of course. Let's go ahead and get your... Interesting, we have the King of Swords reversed. Some of you are done with people who say what they don't mean, or just, you know, throw words out there and don't really mean them. Some of you are really done with that energy. But this next section is going to be you. How your love perspective this year is going to change you as a person. We have the Ace of Cups. You're not afraid of starting new connections. You're not afraid of meeting new people. You're also really pouring a lot of that love back into yourself, because the Ace of Cups is definitely a new perspective in love. This is seeing love in a new way, and not in a way that is like, you know, I think people put a little bit too much baggage and energy on the idea, thought, and even word love. And I feel like you don't want to be any of those people. You don't want to be somebody who's bitter when it comes to relationships. You don't even want to be somebody who feels bogged down by the idea of dating. You just want to have a really good, fulfilling romantic life, regardless of where that is. Because you know, if you carry that energy into anything, at least you'll be happy, and it won't matter what anybody does to you. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, it's like certain ideas of love that weren't really benefiting you, or if they were a little bit outdated, you're letting go of that, because you're doing you, you're doing what feels good to you, and you're doing what you want. And that's not even in a selfish way. You're doing this so that you can just have a better life in general, because you acknowledge, for those of you who are here, you clearly care about your romantic life. You clearly care about your love life. You are making it a point to make it be enjoyable, just like anything else. My ears are ringing like crazy, by the way. Both of them now. I feel like a lot of you, it's like love is meant to be fun. Love is meant to bring a little bit of lightness into your world. So if it doesn't do that, you might just give it up. But for a lot of you, you're kind of reshaping your perspectives on love. You are rewiring the things that you viewed in love, because it doesn't matter whether you have somebody or not. The biggest romantic story you'll have is with your own self. And if you have that, at least, and at least everywhere else, regardless of who you are with, you will be happy. Because I'm getting the sense that you're kind of done with this bitter energy, because I know I see and I hear this a lot from people of my age group, or anybody who's single. It's not even just a generational thing. I think it's just this moment in time and the people around. You could blame Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is not the most romantic of the signs. In fact, here we have it reversed. I feel like the dating and love sphere is changing so much, and you don't want to be part of the lower vibrational aspect of it. You do not want to be that. You want to better yourself, because at least when the love is within your heart, you know that you're doing right. You don't want it to weigh you down. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah. And because of this, you're attracting so many people. Because of this, people want to come to you. Because if it's between you, who has a very positive perspective on love, versus the other person who is bitter, enraged, doesn't care for this, just kind of wants to date, but really actually secretly hates whatever gender they're into, how is that going to work out? You know, how is it going to work out for them versus you? Even on a very subconscious level, people are going to gravitate towards you, even if that other person looks better. Because guess what? At least your energy isn't draining. At least your energy isn't, you know, at least you're being honest with what you want and who you are. And I think people really value and gravitate towards honesty more than somebody who is holding in their bitterness towards love, even though they're still trying to find that out. Still trying to date, you know. Let's go ahead and get one last card. We have the Five of Cups. But see, this is exactly what I was talking about. I like this card because it gives you the option whether you want to look at 3 cups that have been spilled or 2 cups that were up. So let's use the example of dating. Let's say you went on 3 bad dates, but you still had 2 good dates. You're going to focus on the 2 good dates. You're going to focus on the positive here, because it doesn't help anybody to focus on the negative. You don't want to add to that you don't want to add to that vibration of like dating sucks, dating is awful, blah, blah, blah. You want it to be positive, even if you're the only one. At least you're not being bogged down by it. And I truly love this energy, pile one. We have back of the deck 8 of Pentacles. And this is going to pay off in the long run. Because like I said, either you're attracting more people, it's making you look good, or it's making you really value yourself. Because you understand love wasn't here for us to be bitter about. It wasn't there for us to, you know, love isn't for us to struggle and to be heartbroken and for grief. I mean, that sounds cute in, you know, all these sad love songs and maybe in some dramas or whatever, but we're not here to suffer. We're here to make a wonderful life, and that includes our romantic life. And I feel like that's what a lot of you are doing this year, and it's going to pay off in the long run. This is divine feminine energy. This is that Empress energy coming through very strongly, because this is what she has been trying to tell all of us this entire time. God, this is so, I love this energy. It's very positive. But let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. So yeah, if you're single, you're going to have the option to not be single, but it wouldn't surprise me if you wanted to stay single anyway, because at least you're happy with yourself and you're not settling. And I think that's better than, you know, having somebody there but who stresses you out every day. So for the closing cards, I do have a yes and no deck. So you can ask yourself a question, and then we'll go on to whether it's going to be a yes or a no. But before that, let's go ahead and get your love quotes and affirmators cards for my pile one. Their love life in 2025. If I accidentally said 2024 earlier, I apologize. You know how it is at the beginning of the year. We forget that we have progressed one more year. So for my pile one. No scorekeeping. Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking of. It's like we're not keeping score. We're just doing us, you know. I cut ties with past conflicts and make my personal life a clean, shiny slate. Beginning this moment, everything is new. When an old grievance repeats itself in my head, I introduce it to my new head tenants, tolerance and equanimity. Then I give it its stupid t-shirts and records back and tell it to leave. It's like even if somebody from your past shows up, unless they have anything good to offer, like proper friendship or maybe even professional advice and communication, or, you know, something like if it's a baby parent who like helps you out with the kids, unless they have something positive to offer, you're not dealing with them. Like if they're going to keep bringing up the past, or if they're going to keep trying to get with you, I feel like you're going to say goodbye to them. Cutting ties with past conflicts can also mean letting go of old baggage you have with people from your past, because I'm seeing some of you with your friends, specifically with like close friends, not even romantic ones. If they're coming back around to apologize for how they've acted, maybe especially if they themselves were in a very interesting situation, I just see a lot of forgiveness on your part, because that's just one other way that love shows itself. It's our ability to forgive those that are very close to us, or our ability to, I'm hearing, to forgive ourselves. Maybe some of this past conflict, you're actually coming to terms with some of the ways that you used to be, or some of the things that you used to do that you're not very proud of. We start by forgiving ourselves first and then forgiving those around us. Let's go ahead and get your quote cards. For my pile one. The ring of fire still burns around you, and I keeping our love hotter than a pepper sprout, Johnny Cash. Okay, so this is for those of you in a connection, or who end up in a connection this year. Somebody is going to try really hard to keep you around, because I keep hearing the story of how Johnny Cash came to record this song. It was written by his wife, June Carter Cash, and she I think he messed up or did something, and she got back at him by having him sing this song, which is very out of character for him. It's not very much his style, and yet it's one of his most well-known ones. So for a lot of you, I feel like conflict resolution is going to be a big thing in romantic connections, but also somebody here being rather, I don't want to say desperate, but it feels a little desperate. Like they just really want to make sure that you don't leave them, because they absolutely adore you and want to keep you in their life. Let's go ahead and get your yes/no answer to whatever question you had on your mind, pile one. Yes, yes, yes. So for a lot of you, this is an absolute yes. And it's not even one of those weird cards that says maybe if, you know, it's a yes 3 times over. So, oh, I love this energy. This is where we're going to leave it, pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I am wishing you all the love this 2025. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the Goddess of Love Tarot, then we have a reading here for you. For your 2025 love predictions, we're going to go see what exactly is in store for you romantically this year. Regardless of whether you are in a connection or not, I will be reading for both sides. So we're going to go ahead and start with your oracles, which will give us an indication of like the themes in this year for you. And then we're going to go to the tarot and see more specifically what's going to happen for you. So I'm being told to start with the Audacity deck for you, my lovely pile 2. So what's in store romance-wise? We have the slice, number 22. Some of you could be a master number 22, but I'm also thinking of 22 being a number of partnerships, because 2 and 2, 2 in general is a number of partnerships, of, I don't want to say codependency, but of like, what's the healthy term for codependency? Interdependency? Where you both rely on each other. It's funny, I'm laughing at the slice because I literally had pizza for breakfast this morning. So maybe pizza itself could be of importance to you, between you and somebody that you know. Maybe you like to eat pizza together, or you have a date that involves pizza. I don't know. But something here about taking apart, it's like getting a slice of the whole thing. So it's like you're going to be testing something this year, either with somebody, or you might be beginning something with somebody, because I'm being shown the world card right now because I'm thinking of how round a pizza is, but you're only taking a slice. So it's like you're taking one step closer to whatever your end goal of a relationship or romantic life will be, depending on where you are. I think especially if you're already in a connection. And if you're single, again, you're going to be meeting some important people this year. Let's just put it that way. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards for my pile 2. We have conquest. Yeah, I was getting that feeling. I need to censor some of this. It's like a lot of you are enjoying, like, especially if you're single, you're enjoying the dating life. You're enjoying being pursued and pursuing, depending on which one you prefer to do. If you're in a connection, I think you're just enjoying a lot of adventures together. Like, I see a lot of dates, a lot of time being spent together, planning things together. I feel like you're just enjoying singlehood. This is going to be Sun in Aries as well. And Aries is a very independent sign. I want to get one more card. Oh, interesting. We have Moon in Aries, passion number 2. The numbers here, we have 1 and 2. And these are shuffled. Like, I don't put these in order. So it's interesting that we have 2 cards of Aries. So clearly Aries energy is here today, which I like because it's that beginner energy. For a lot of you, you're starting something new, whether it's with the partner you already have, or somebody new. If you have a partner, I feel like you're making plans to move somewhere, or to have a home or a house, or to start a business. It's like the next phase of your connection is to set up something better for your romantic life. This has to be my pile of people who already have somebody, because I'm getting a lot of messages for people in partnerships here. But even if you're not, I feel like you could easily, with whomever it is that you're dating, you could be getting serious with them. Maybe even a little fast, or maybe you just both know what you want, or you maybe have already been friends for a long time, so it's easy to progress forward. Let's go ahead and get your lovers cards. Okay, that's too many. There was like 4 of them. I need 1 or 2. Okay, so we have passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Yeah, honestly, I'm getting a lot of very, very sensual energy, like, and I don't even mean it explicitly. I think you're just enjoying life. I'm getting this feeling that you're very content with your romantic life, or you have the potential to be very content this year. And if you don't have anybody right now as you're watching this, it wouldn't surprise me if like halfway through the year that started turning around. Some of you are just fully enjoying the people around you. We also have this one. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Yeah, it's like passion and romance. And actually, we have passion twice. For a lot of you, this is going to be a great year romantically. I don't know what to tell you. If you already have someone, you're gonna keep the spark alive. I think you're actually going to make it a point to want to do that, to keep the romance in. And for those of you who are in a new connection, for those of you who are single, you're going to be in a new connection. I just feel that very strongly. I don't know how or why. I guess we'll see in the tarot. But if you're single right now, there's a high chance you will be with somebody this year, because this is all giving me partnership energy. In fact, in both of these cards, there's two people. And like I said, the slice makes me think of a date where you're going to a pizza place, or you're just... I'm thinking of sharing, like how you slice up a pizza and give a little bit to everybody. We have Sheila Nagig Gateways. So my feminines out there, I feel like you're going to be very cheeky this year, but it's going to be in a way that like your partner or whoever it is that you're into really enjoys. Even the people you're dating, I feel like they're going to like this energy about you. It could be that wild side of yours that actually initiates a lot of the romance. It's kind of like, I don't know, I'm just seeing somebody here tap into their more sensual energy, and somebody responds very positively. And not because I don't think you're even doing this on purpose. I think this is my pile of people who don't really care if they attract anybody or not. And ironically, I feel like you do end up attracting a lot of suitors, a lot of partners. Let's go ahead and get your God's card to see the masculine energy. You could also see this as your masculine counterpart if that's what you're into. For my pile 2, we have Apuch Fear. Some of you, I don't know why, this is very specific, but some of you really like going to haunted houses during Halloween. Or maybe you like scary movies. But regardless, I'm getting the feeling that when it comes to your partners, you kind of don't mind instigating a little fear in them, but in a good way. This is very cute energy. I don't know, like, I feel like you and your partner are going to be so unique and weird with each other, but that's what makes this connection work. Because I'm thinking of some of the friends I know who are just, they have very specific and niche likes and dislikes, and yet it works with them. This is like, you know, the goofy guy with the black cat girl, or the, like the nerd with the goth girl. That's what I'm getting. It's very much that kind of dynamic. You don't have to accept that if you know that's not you, but that's what I'm seeing. It's like you both are accepting of your quirks, and rather than fear it, you just kind of go with it. I was getting this energy in another reading where like, how did it go? Like there were very specific quote toxic traits, or traits that would be perceived as toxic to other people, but then these two people find each other, and it turns out that those traits are okay with each other, because it's either like a kink or like it just works well with the type of person they are. So for a lot of you, you're finding your niche person. Like this is going to be like a 1 in a million kind of thing, and I feel like that's why you get along so well, and that's why you have such a room for romance. Like TV wise, I'm thinking of Parks and Rec. I'm thinking of April and Andy. You know how they have a very specific kind of connection type of relationship, and yet they're the longest running couple in the entire series, even though they're also the youngest, because they're matching each other's freak essentially. Like they like each other in that way. So I'm seeing something similar here for you, pile 2. Like whoever it is that you get with, they're going to meet a very specific thing that you like, and you're going to meet a very specific thing that they like. So I love this, actually. It's very cute. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I hope that made sense, by the way. But it's very cute. And of course, if that doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to take that. I just feel like, yeah, there's some kind of eccentricity here for you and your partner. We have in the now. Being in the now is important for your love life at this moment. Release any expectations or worry about your future. Only in the now can you manifest and influence your current love situation. Yeah, I was getting that very strongly, because Aries showing up twice here is a sign of being in the now, of being in the moment. And I feel like learning to be in the present moment really does help you understand where you are within your connection, and that adds to the romance and the passion of it. Let's go ahead and get one more card. We have rigid. There are invisible walls around you preventing love to come in. In order to experience love, you need to open yourself up and let your guard down. Which would explain the fear. I think the masculine person here may be the one who's a little bit more on the rigid side. So this could be your counterpart, or if you know you're the more masculine one in a connection, this could be you. So I feel like somebody here is going to have their walls up a little bit more than the other person, and either you help them bring them down, or somebody helps you bring them down. But I feel like this is just like one of the obstacles to overcome. But I feel like there's a sense of intimacy within this. It's like somebody here is willing to help you through whatever blockages you may have in a connection, or whatever problems you may have romance wise, because I do get the feeling that some of you might have some sort of what's the word I'm trying to say? Some hesitancy when it comes to being in a connection, especially if it's new. This is mostly new people, but even those who have been in a connection, like maybe you will encounter some sort of obstacle in your relationship, and you will notice that you want to work through it because there's a sense of devotion and love to each other. Because the way I'm seeing passion here isn't like, it's not the 18 plus way. It's more in the being very devoted and dedicated to each other. That's what I'm getting, and it's very sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and get you Romeo and Juliet cards for a better explanation. For my pile 2, what do we have, Spirit? We have distilling liquor, strategy, expertise, double-edged sword. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. For some of you, you could be overcoming some sort of bad habit, especially if it involves, alcohol. But for others of you, I'm thinking of how wine sits, how alcohol sits, and it gets better with age. Or like I like to make my own vanilla, which is basically you just take vanilla beans and put them in a thing of I use white tequila, but it could also be vodka. And how that, like, you take something and something else and you let it sit with time and it becomes something better. So strategy and expertise, again, I feel like you help each other overcome certain things, and it's going to be like there's going to be a certain problem that you both have to encounter either with each other or with something else, and this will actually help you grow in a connection. So I feel like, and it could be something to do with somebody's walls coming down, or somebody being very open about their internal struggles here with the other person. There's a sense of vulnerability here. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards though. We have kiss, the sublimation of love, eternal loyalty, noble sacrifice. O churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop. To help me after, I will kiss thy lips. Yeah, I feel like there's something very sweet here between you and your person. It's like, this is getting just a little bit too gooey for me, but I'm hearing love overcomes everything, and love will overcome whatever is going on with both of you personally. This is such a sweet pile. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm loving this energy, pile 2. Let's go ahead and get one more. Yeah, because I'm thinking of eternal loyalty and noble sacrifice. Like, you're just very devoted and dedicated to each other. And then we have resisting. And there it is again, the rigid and the resisting. Like, somebody here might feel it's too good to be true, or might just want to be like, I don't know how I feel about this. But there's still love there. Like, let me read this. Face your heart, do not follow blindly. Good Father, I beseech you, on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word. Hear me with patience, but to speak a word. Oh, I love that. There's going to be a lot of good conversation between you and your person. Again, for a lot of you, even you singles out there, you're going to find somebody, and I feel like you're going to have some very deep bonds with this person. Because with resisting and rigid, I feel like somebody here may need either some time, patience, or I don't want to say convincing, because I don't really think you can convince somebody to be in a connection, but it's like somebody here adores somebody enough to be patient with them, to allow them to be open to this connection. Because I think somebody here has been hurt, or somebody here, that's what it really is. It's a feeling that somebody doesn't know what the other's intentions are, or maybe they've had some wounds there. Like, they definitely have bruises of a past connection where they've been hurt and they don't want to have to go through that again. But there's patience here, and there's a lot of love, and living in the now is going to help this. I feel like it'll be the masculine more than anything, but because the feminine here is so outgoing and so loving, like, she's willing to wait a little bit more. She's willing to, like, as wild as she is, because I do, like I said, there's a little bit of matching freaks here. So whatever that may be for you, as wild as she is, I feel like she has a pure heart, or like a heart of gold. And this is so sweet. Like pile 2. Not you making me believe in romance again. Okay, back of the deck. Some of you have a friend in common who's going to help you out. Tybalt. Prince of Cats. Fashion, aggressiveness. Patience perforce with willful color meeting. Makes my flesh tremble in their indifferent greeting. Okay, so Tybalt is the one who... Is Tybalt the friend of Romeo? And he's the one who says a curse upon both your houses. You may have a friend in common who may or may not help you out. Either they're going to be the kind of person who helps you to come together, or you two coming together will make them mad, and they're gonna F off, essentially. But there will be like a third person involved. Not a third party. They're not coming between you. But either, well, maybe they might come between you. But this is somebody who's a little bit meddling. So it's either a friend who's a little bit too involved in whatever you two are doing, or they're helping you out. And maybe in helping you out, it's fine at first, but then you realize it becomes a little meddling. So do watch out for those friends in common that you have. No, Tybalt is Juliet's cousin. Right? Am I thinking of Mercutio? I get those two confused. I just know that they hate each other. But regardless, I feel like there's going to be a friend in common. Maybe somebody's cousin. I don't know. Or sibling. Let's go ahead and get, take that if it resonates. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. Somebody here could like cats, that's for sure. And of course, if you or your person see yourself as Tybalt, you could also view it that way. I like my Romeo and Juliet deck, but it's been a while since I've read or watched Romeo and Juliet, so. Let's get your card. We have Mars, assertiveness. Runners race across a field. Make the earth shake under your feet as you run for your goals. Move forward with power and energy. Get fired up, find your motivation, and make progress assertively. It's time to take action. Lots of Aries energy here. Lots of Mars. Lots of, like, whatever you and your person do, you're go-getters. You're always on the move. You're always doing stuff. Maybe some of you like to travel or something along those lines, but I do get the feeling that you and your person are not the kind of people who just sit around and do nothing. I feel like you're always on the go, or you're always wanting to do something, which explains why there's so much romance. It's like if you're always planning something, if you're always going somewhere, it's easy to keep the romance alive. Some of you could have Mars or Venus in Sagittarius. I do get that. Just because I know a lot of Venus and Sagittarius people, but also Venus in Aries or Mars in Aries. Lots of fire energy for sure. And yet there's like a this is such a sweet energy. Let's go ahead and get another card. And this is the last one before we move on to the tarot. So what else do we need to know about pile 2's energy? Their romantic love life in 2025. If you hear me say 2024, please ignore it. I am still filming this in 2024. All right, so pile 2. We have 2, threatened. Again, it's that fiery energy. This is that resisting rigid fear and threatened. One more card. Aligned, 42. And back of the deck, inspiring. So, both of you are very passionate individuals, or at least somebody here is very passionate. If not, when you come together, you become very, very passionate. I'm thinking, because I do astrology, and when I use astrology, I like to look at the composite chart, which is basically the midway point of your signs. If your relationship was an entity on its own, it has its own chart. The way I'm seeing it is that even if both of you are very different otherwise, like let's say you're both like a Taurus and a Pisces, not very fiery signs. I mean, they can be, but they don't have to be. But when you come together, you have that Aries energy, because that would be your midway point. You become very passionate, you become very active, and you may even be very different people together. That's what I'm seeing. And I think some people don't like this because maybe they're used to you being a certain way, but when you get with your person, you become a different way. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's different. So if you're typically very chill, when you get with your person, you're very energized, you're very activated. And maybe some people don't like this because they prefer it when you're more chill. Or something along those lines. Like, I just think you become a different person, but I don't see it in a bad way. Because the way I'm being told to take the threatened card with this Tybalt and the resisting, for some of you, whichever partner is resisting more in this connection is actually resisting because of like social expectations, whether it's their family or friends. I am seeing a little bit of both. Like, they're resisting this because they know that they are different with you. They know they are different within this connection, and they don't know how their family is going to, or friends, whoever it is they're trying to appease, is going to tolerate this. Because inspiring lets me know that this connection is something very beautiful. Like, people look up to you, people enjoy being around you, but there's going to be a few key people that just don't like it for whatever reason. With aligned though, I do feel like this is a connection that is meant to be for you, to improve your worldview, to improve you as a person. Actually, that's going to be one of the sections in my tarot, and we'll see what that has to say. But there's a feeling that this connection is meant to align you to either be a truer version, more authentic version of yourself, or to get you to the right place. So regardless of whether you end up together, whether this is something more long-term end game, or whether it's just a fling during this year, I feel like this is meant to get you closer to the person you are meant to be regardless, as an individual. And same thing for your person. So it's very interesting, because even though there's a lot of passion and a lot of love here, I still see, like, in the grand scheme of things, a catalyst for something you are both meant to do, whether it's together or individually. So whatever this is, you're not going to be single this year, or at least for a part of the year, because you're meant to learn something from this, and that doesn't have to be bad. Because I am not hearing karmic lesson here. I mean, maybe, but nothing awful. Like, this isn't going to leave you heartbroken. If anything, it's going to break down the barriers you used to have to romance, because this will help you going forward shift your views on romance and dating. Basically, you're gaining experience this year, let's put it that way. But if this sounds like you, if this sounds like something you want to keep hearing about, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. Because I'll be honest, pile 2, I've never had a reading that was intended for singles where I very, very specifically get, you're not going to be single this year. And that's not to say that, you won't have moments of being single. I feel like it'll be sometime within this year. And I guess we could ask, but I don't have a thing for dates and times. But we'll see. So for my pile 2, we are using the Goddess of Love Tarot, and we're doing this in 3 sections. The first one is going to be the overall view of your relationships, like what is going on there. The second one is going to be your partner or partners. For a lot of you, it is going to be one main partner though this year. I think even if you're poly, you're focusing on like your one main person. And then the third section is going to be how this romantic sphere, how this romantic energy, what am I trying to say? How you are going to be changed as a person due to romance in 2025, like how that shifts you as a person. Because whether we like it or not, our relationships, romantic and otherwise, do shape us into the people that we are. And I kind of want to see how that's going to change you this particular year. So let's go ahead and start with, in general, romantic connections. What's going on for my pile 2, 2025? We have the 6 of Pentacles, a lot of reciprocity. I'm also hearing healing, because one way to heal is to balance things out in a connection, to balance things out. And this makes sense, because I do feel there's a lot of attention and care to each other here. Also, she's wearing rings on her fingers, so if that applies, you can also take that. Because I'm thinking jewelry in general. Because I see jewelry, yes, as a sign of commitment, not always specifically marriage, but I feel like people like to give each other jewelry when they mean something to somebody, almost as a way to, I don't take this the wrong way, but to quote, claim each other. It's like they like to give each other jewelry to remind each other that they are each other. So that could be something very similar here, pile 2. Only take that if it resonates, of course. That's just what I'm being shown from Spirit. We also have the 3 of Pentacles. Like I said, for some of you, you're really working with your partner this year. Either by starting a a business, like I said, or starting some sort of endeavor together that is going to be long lasting so that you can both progress forward in a connection or start building your dreams. The next card we have, and I love this card. I can't show it because there's nudity, but beautiful card. We have the Queen of Swords. There's a lot of, and this is so odd because, of course, Athena isn't traditionally seen as like a goddess of love, but I did an Athena goddess reading earlier this year where essentially she blesses those who want to. There's something here about you and your person. You're very strategic in the way you go about doing things. I feel like you and your person get really smart when you're together, or maybe you're already very intelligent people. So when you get together, you're like masterminds. I actually kind of love that. And I feel like you're very blessed with intelligence within your connection, or with like the right moves, with the right strategies to go about doing the things that you want to do. For example, if you're wanting to maybe buy a home or build a business or travel, something along those lines, you're very blessed with a lot of intelligence within this connection, within your connections in general. Even if you're single, this goddess, sorry, I keep saying goddess, it's a queen, but I keep seeing a very specific goddess of intelligence come through. I say Athena because that's the one I know, but you could also take it as anybody else. Maybe Freya, because she's a goddess of both war and love. But I'm seeing like just intuitive hints and nudges towards the right things. If you're single, especially, this is like some no nonsense filter that you have that it's going to be able to give you a better sense of what is a red flag and what is not a red flag, of what people are good for you and what people aren't good for you. I tend to see the Queen of Swords as more intuitive than other of the queens, just because to me intelligence and intuition can be the same thing, and that's what I'm getting. This particular pile, I absolutely love whatever's going on with you, because not only are you getting commitment this year, you're also getting somebody you can build with, somebody you can do things with. Let's get one more card for this section. We have the King of Pentacles. What did I say? You have a lot of stability this year. This has to be my pile of people who already have a partner. Because we have stability, we have intelligence, we have reciprocity, and we have the willingness to build with your partner. Like, for some of you, this could also be planning a child if you want a child, or a family. Because I'm thinking of 3, and I'm like, well, this is a third thing that is created by 2 things coming together. So this could easily be a child, but take that only if you want. And it is very likely that you and your person will be very fertile. So if you don't want a baby, then please take the precautions to prevent that. But regardless, there is this feeling here that this is going to be a very fruitful year romantically, pile 2. What else can I tell you? I want to see about your person. Let's read more about them, though. What's going on with your person, your partner, or partners, if you want to see that. But like I said, most of you are going to have one main person. We have the 4 of Swords. Yeah. The 6 of Swords. Somebody's coming back. I don't read reversals in this deck. But the 6 of Swords usually means going away, but I feel like somebody's coming back. Because somebody here took a break. I think your partner took a break from you, or maybe they were separated from you. Especially those of you who are single. This could be somebody who either things never got off the ground. Like maybe you met each other and you spoke a little bit, but it never really became anything. So they went away, or you took some time apart and they come back. If this is a connection where you've already been established, I feel like you could have taken some mental or energetic time apart in order to see what it is that you want. Because I see your partner just in their headspace a lot. They could be meditating a lot, or maybe dreaming of you. But it's interesting that we also have the butterfly here, because maybe I feel like they went through a transformation of some sort. And this is why when going through a transformation, they're going to be seeking something that they are, not that they are used to, more like somebody who's going to give them stability. Because I do see a lot of you like giving a lot of very loving, nurturing energy to your partner, or a lot of stability to them. And it's interesting that we have this swan. I mean, I think there's a swan in the Rider-Waite one as well. I might be thinking of another deck. my first deck was the Shadowscapes Tarot, and that one had swans. And of course, swans are a symbol of marriage or commitment, of matrimony. And even though you don't have to be married and there doesn't have to be marriage here, it's still a sign of commitment for both you and your partner. I feel like this partner is willing to be devoted to you, but it took them some time to get there. We have the Knight of Cups. Yep, this person is coming. This person has really made up their mind about you. Like, this person is really going to step up and bring the romance. The witches here are going to be knights, by the way. This is a very feminine-based deck. But the Knight or the Witch of Cups. This person could even be manifesting you, now that I think of it, with the witch, with the word witch here. They might be trying to manifest you back into their life. Because I see this person, like, at first they weren't sure, or at first they had their own things to deal with, whether it was mental or emotional. They had stuff to deal with, but then they decide to come back around. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Oh my gosh. So this person, they're going to be very vocal and verbal about what it is that they want and need with you. They just took some time apart from you to figure this out. They needed some space from you to figure this out. And this isn't to feed delusions either. I feel like even if you're in a partnership, you could have had some sort of struggles in the previous year, or maybe before leading up to this. It could even be in the beginning of the year that really they had to really think about what it is that they wanted with you, or even in terms of their life, in terms of romance, in terms of everything. Because this person, they're definitely a thinker. Like I said, there's a lot of intelligence in this particular pile. Like, both you and your person are not, you're not morons. What can I say? You wouldn't just make decisions based off of emotion alone. Even though there is a lot of passion and a lot of love, you wouldn't just make decisions based off of how you're feeling. You would actually put a lot of thought and intention into the decisions you make romantically. And honestly, I love this energy pile too. You and your person are something else. Because this is a very mature love. Like, there's stability and there's communication. Let's go ahead and I want to see how this year is going to shape you romantically, because romance is fun and all, but in the end, it's also a part of our person. You know, it's part of our personality. How is this year going to shape you? We have this is the Hierophant. You know, it's interesting. I'm getting a lot of past life energy here. It's kind of like all the lessons of your past lives, or even your your younger life, if you want to see it this way, is kind of going to come to a conclusion this year. Or because I'm not saying that you're going to have any more karmic lessons, but you are still going to have lessons. So lessons, but not the harsh ones, and not the ones that are going to leave you brokenhearted and bitter and, just, crying every night. I'm not getting that. I'm getting that you're going to be a lot more intentional when it comes to how you view love and relationships, because I don't know how old some of you are, but even if you're not that old, I'm getting like an old soul. Like, this is not your first rodeo. This is not your first time being in love in your span of lifetimes. I'm seeing a lot of past life stuff come up, and maybe you had a past life with this person as well. We have so this is kind of crazy. We have almost all the sword suits, but all the ones that are like, this is the King of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. You're viewing romance very logically, but oddly enough, I feel like that's what gives romance it's like the thought and consideration that goes into romance here. Let me get the rest of the cards. It wouldn't surprise me if you were the one who takes lead in a relationship either, because the King here makes me think that, especially if your person is more in this Knight energy, you're going to give them the space that they need to become the person that they want to be. You're going to give them that patience that they need, because I feel like for a lot of you, you could actually be further ahead in life than your partner. Take that whichever way you want. At least when it comes to like some level of maturity. It could also be that you're just smarter or better with words. I do get that from time to time, but I feel like you're further along than your partner. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, your intuition is going to amplify. And then the Lovers pile. Pile 2. You're going to have such a beautiful love life in 2025. Because I feel like you deserve this. You manifested this. You wanted a beautiful, all-encompassing love that wasn't just going to wane with time. You wanted somebody who's going to be able to work with you. You wanted somebody to choose you. Because when I look at the partner you're having, this person, like I said, they're thinking a lot about it. They're not just agreeing to you in the heat of the moment. They're not just agreeing with you because, you know, they find you physically attractive and appealing. I mean, they definitely do, but that's not the only reason they want to be with you. They're going to want to be with you because you're smart, because you put thought into things as much as they do. I feel like you're definitely each other's match here with the lovers. The High Priestess, you could be somebody who is very intuitive when it comes to your romantic partners. I know that there's people like that out there, where part of the bonding process with their partner is just becoming very intuitively sensitive to whatever is going on with them. And I feel like this is part of the reason they like you, and part of the reason that they're able to be very vulnerable with you, even if at first it seems a little bit much to them, because the kind of love that you have to give is a very all-encompassing love, but one that also gives a lot of space. It's like giving passion, but also allowing people to be themselves. It's being very loving, but also allowing somebody to have their own journey. It's not one where like you suffocate each other. Though maybe at first this person saw it this way, because I keep hearing things about this person. Like, I don't think they ever thought there would be somebody like you, or maybe they weren't ready when you showed up. And not in a bad way. It's more like they weren't expecting to find the perfect person at whatever stage they were in life, you know. But at the same time, I see them, well, one, I see them communicating with you about how they feel and wanting to at least have that option open. There is a lot of dedication on your part, but I do see you having a very beautiful love life this year. I feel like in general, you're just going to become a lot more wise when it comes to romance and when it comes to dating. And I see you becoming part of, like, you find a sense of wholeness within yourself. You find a sense of belonging to yourself. And because of this person is going to step up and want to be a part of that. Or they're going to want to step up and be a whole person themselves. Like I said, this person, whoever your main person this year, is somebody who is not there yet. Either they are still working, they could be trying to advance in a career. Maybe they're even still in school. Maybe they're still in university and trying to get all their degrees, or maybe they're going back to school. I do get the sense that you're going to be helping them a lot, but because you give them the freedom to do so, they're going to want to do a lot more for you. But this is beautiful energy here. Your intuition will guide you very strongly, so do work with the High Priestess energy, and you're going to have a lot of wisdom this year. It's a lot of no nonsense, but I kind of like it. I really love this. Also, a lot of sweet words are going to be coming through for you. I feel like people are going to express themselves emotionally very lovely to you. And some of you could even take up reading or writing, specifically reading or writing about romance. So take that as it resonates. But overall, beautiful energy, pile 2. Let's go ahead and get, let's move on to some closing advice. I had to censor this deck a lot because beautiful deck, but because it celebrates the female body. And maybe some of you are going through a bodily transformation this year as well. Whether it's because maybe some of you are just embracing your body for what it is. Maybe you're hitting the gym, or maybe some of you are becoming pregnant this year. And regardless, whatever changes happen to your body this year are going to be so beautiful. We're going to start with the yes and no deck. Well, I'm not going to start with it, but I'm going to leave this out. And if you have a question, a yes and no question, we're going to leave this here. I'll let you think about that while I get the rest of your cards, and we'll do that last. So for the quotes cards, I am totally into you deck. For my pile 2. I'm like a child in the sand on the beach of the land of you. Ooh, I love that. I'm like a child in the sand on the beach of the land of you. Lean Woman Blues, T-Rex. Like I said, for a lot of you, your body is going to be something really amazing this year. And somebody is thoroughly going to enjoy it. And we're going to get one more. I can't say how every time I ever put my arms around you, I felt that I was home. Ernest Hemingway. Like I said, for those of you already in a connection, you're just going to feel very devoted to each other. But for those of you who are single, somebody's going to find you to be just like home. They're going to feel very comfortable with you. And maybe you're moving in together as well. I'm hearing that song, Home is Wherever I'm With You. And let's get one positive affirmators card before I run out of space on my camera. Resilience. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and unkind words can somehow drain every bit of my joy and color from my once rosy life, but nothing can ever permanently damage the real me. I love myself, I cherish myself, and I vow to remember that I'm always camped out in the depths of myself, even when I don't feel like very much of myself. There's something about your resilient soul that people truly love here, pile 2. And I feel like that's what adds to any connection you come into. Like, you make people just want to be better. And that's why they want to commit to you. All right, let's go ahead and get your yes or no answer for my pile 2. Cast that spell. So yes, manifest whatever it is that you want to do. Set your manifestation out there. Say it to the world. If you are trying to manifest a partner, make a list of what it is that you want, or at least sit in contemplation of what it is that you would like to do with this partner, what kind of partner you would like to attract, and what you want to achieve in a relationship. I'm going to get one more. Let's go ahead and get a more clear yes or no. But this card usually means to go ahead and manifest. A sign of success. You will be seeing signs of success here, but also signs of where a certain situation is going. But this is where I leave it, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I am sending you so much love, healing, and joy this 2025, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the Accurate AF Tarot, then we have a reading here for your 2025 love predictions. We're going to be looking into the oracles to see the overall view and themes of your love life in 2025. And then we're going to use the tarot to look more closely at certain themes within your love and romance environment. We're going to start with anything to do with relationships. We're going to then do people that may come into your life, whether you already have a partner or not. And then the third one will be what you will learn from love and romance this year, how it will shape you as a person. And this reading is meant for whether you are in a connection or not. Regardless, I'm going to try and read for both. But if I see that the pile is leaning more one way or the other, I may bring that up just to keep it transparent. So let's go ahead and start with the oracles. For my lovely pile 3, I have this song stuck in my head. It's in Spanish, but it's the song is about having a chance meeting with somebody. Like having a very either fated or lucky encounter with somebody. Something about meeting somebody here. We have marriage, wedding, matrimony, wedlock. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1. For those of you already in a connection, I feel like this is just solidifying the fact that you're going to be very committed to your person, or you may deepen the connection. This is mostly for those of you who already have somebody, but for those of you who don't, I feel like you will find an opportunity for commitment this year. Because you have to remember, we still have free will of choice. Just because the cards are saying this doesn't necessarily mean this is what is going to happen. If something presents itself to you and you don't want it, you do have the choice to say no. But for a lot of you, you will find commitment this year. We also have social events, establish contact, invitation, and fellowship, a fair assembly. Whither should they come? So like I said, there's something here about a chance encounter. It could be at a wedding. I do see that because a social event and a marriage would be a wedding. But for a lot of you, you're about to meet somebody important that is going to affect your love life for sure. It could be the person you end up marrying or somebody that you end up being committed to. And distilling liquor, strategy, expertise, double-edged sword. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. Thou livest. So for a lot of you, there could be some back and forth here. I feel like this is something that with time, I'm thinking of how alcohol becomes, you know, wine. Or wait, am I saying that right? How wine ages and it tastes better. Something here about something will take time, essentially. Something will take a time to distill, to become something else entirely. But I'm also seeing strategy and expertise, and even there's a sword here. And even a cup. So I feel like there's going to be some back and forth, definitely some sort of communication between you and somebody here. It could be the new person that is coming into your life. It could be with your partner. Let's go ahead and get more cards. The last straw. I just saw the Starbucks. So it could be that you are going on a lot of Starbucks dates or coffee dates, not just Starbucks. This is not sponsored. I don't even like Starbucks that much. But for a lot of you, it could have something to do with coffee dates. It could have something to do, again, I'm just seeing like communication here between you and somebody. And what that has to do with cafes, I'm not sure. Maybe you decide to meet in person and talk to them there. Because there's something here about something will take time to progress. Something will take time to become what it needs to be. We have temptation 13. So somebody here may actually have to choose between one or two people. And that would explain the last straw. For those of you who are more casually dating right now, I feel like if you have multiple options yourself, you may have to choose between one person or another. It could also be that you are making your person or the people that you are trying to get in a commitment with, you're trying to make them decide between you and somebody else if you know that they are also entertaining multiple people casually. And I'm saying this as like you both are choosing to see multiple people and it's very transparent. I'm not really getting a third party situation, though of course that could be the case, but I'm seeing a lot of transparency here, especially with the last straw. Back of the deck we have healing. And this card is always interesting to me because she's at this window, she's at this balcony, and there's this dude waiting in the garden with flowers. With healing, I'm also getting a little bit of an apology. Like one way to heal is through forgiveness. Well, apologizing and forgiveness here. So there could have been somebody from your either from your past or who you are currently like having an ongoing thing with, that they're seeing multiple people. And there's something here about lots of conversations. And I do feel that you are healing from this, or they might want to approach you. I do feel like they want to approach you in some way, shape, or form to speak about this, maybe with an apology. This is so interesting because I'm seeing a very specific scenario play out. This may not be everybody. If you are in a connection, it wouldn't surprise me if this year you might be tempted by something, or your person might be tempted by something. It doesn't even have to be a person. It could be, for example, a job, a career, a social group, something where like they might feel called to be led astray. But I do see that just being like a test from the universe to see where your connection is meant to be, especially with the last straw. Because for those of you in connections, it could be that maybe you and your partner have had an ongoing discussion about something or another that is taking time away from either you, like the connection they have with you, or the collective household in general. Like especially if you have children with your partner, or if you have pets. There's something here about somebody making up their mind. So I do see a little bit of a. It's going to be a main theme this year for sure. But I also feel like it's been ongoing. Like this isn't something that just starts out of nowhere. Or if it does, it will take up some time of this year. But like I said, there's something about this being a bit of a test to see where your connection is. You know, not all connections can be perfect and carefree all the time. I feel like the universe will send you certain things for you and your partner to overcome. However, if you are more, if you're not committed, if you're just dating, if you're single, I feel like this is going to be like a make or break point between you and your person about what this situation is. Because with healing, I'm not necessarily getting whether they're going to choose you or not, but I feel like, for example, if they do decide to choose you, I still feel there's going to be an apology from them in that they even bothered straying, which is very interesting. You're getting very, the energy I'm getting so far is that people really feel the need to do right by you. Let's go ahead and get more cards. We have this one. Transformation. Your relationship with another person is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Yeah, like I said, if the universe sends any test to your either your current connection or a connection that you make throughout this year, it's to transform you. It's to make you better people. It's to teach you what you want and don't want in a connection. It's to teach you for example, if we're talking about choices here, if we're talking about a third party, it may even just be somebody who's coming between a romantic connection, like more socially. Let's say it's a friend who doesn't want your partner to be with you, or even vice versa. Maybe you have a friend who's always talking trash about your partner. There's something here about paying respect to the person you are with that is coming through, especially with the last straw. Maybe this friend is somebody you go get Starbucks with a lot. Maybe that's why that's coming through. Or coffee. Whatever your coffee preferred choice of coffee is. I just know that out of all the ones, at least where I live, Starbucks is more social. But in other countries, there's like a more... I'm seeing for some of you like a very local one that you go to a lot. We also have... Oh, okay. Let me censor that. Trust. Yeah, I feel like this is all about trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So for some of you, there could even be some denial about whatever is going on between you and the people you are dating this year or the people you are with this year. It could even be a denial of your own trust in yourself, of you trusting what you know is true, what you know trusting is going on here. But once you accept the reality of something, it's like the transformation begins. And I'll be honest, transformations are not always easy, but it makes you into a better person in the long run. So I do get the feeling that you will deepen a connection through some sort of obstacle that you and your partner have. And if you're dating, again, it could lean either you work things out with the people you are dating. I do see you trying to commit to one person, though. I do see that. Either you will work that out with one person, or you will, not work it out and just go your separate ways. It will be a test of their character to you. It will be a test of the kind of person they can be to you. We have peaceful. Yeah, we are going for a peaceful life this year for sure. And I do feel like peace will come to you. We have aligned. Yeah, which I feel goes with peaceful. For a lot of you, you are choosing your peace this year. And back of the deck, indecisive, which wanted to come out reversed. And I don't typically read these kinds of cards reversed, but I'm going to leave it here this way because it's kind of like you're not dealing with indecision anymore, whether it comes from your person or with you. I think some of you, especially for those of you who struggle with whether you really like someone or not, I think you're going to decide, or you're going to come up with some sort of solution to your indecision. For example, it could be like, if it's not a yes, it's a no. That would be a simple one. Or more, if you do want to lean into the indecision, you're going to just allow things to pan out for you. You're going to allow things to unravel in whatever way they need to unravel for you in order to see your connections and your situation for what they need to be. Let's get more cards for you. And by the way, I do apologize for my nails. I know they look ratchet, but I am in the middle of the holidays. I just finished Thanksgiving, my Thanksgiving shift, and let me tell you, your girl is not okay. Well, my hands aren't. My hands are not okay. Okay, we have influencing factors. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. There are influencing factors at play regarding your love life. Money issues can play a role, as well as career change and foreign countries and cultures. So I feel like for a lot of you, this temptation could be whatever it is that is trying to draw your person away. Especially for those of you who are dating, I feel like you're wondering whether... And I hate this kind of energy because it makes you question whether you are worthy or not. And the truth is that other people have their own baggage when it comes to what they find proper, what they find okay in a partner. And it has nothing to do with you as a person, with your beauty, with what you have to offer. It could be something as simple as, well, maybe they just don't believe in being with people from, I don't know, a different background from them. Or maybe their friends expect them to be with somebody more whatever their friends expect them to be with, or even family. It could be also a career thing. Maybe they expect somebody with a different career or somebody with no career, depending on what it is. Because the temptation card, again, I'm not really seeing it as a third party. I'm seeing more as whatever it is that is taking your person away from you. But as long as you stay in your lane, you're peaceful and you're aligned and you trust yourself, I think you'll be fine regardless, because it's not about whatever that person wants, it's about whatever you want. Even for those of you already in an established connection. We have building blocks. This card is a sign that you will attract a solid relationship. Already established relationships will be stronger. Both of you are laying out an honest, strong, and genuine foundation. Like I said, if you're already in a connection, I do feel it will strengthen over some obstacle that you both face this year. And for those of you who are getting to meet somebody, like I said, there's something here about allowing time to show you who this person is. It's not about jumping into whoever, jumping into bed with them. No, it's not what I meant to say. It's not about jumping into any connection with them. It's like seeing if they prove to be who they prove to be, because everybody seems amazing at first. You know, they show their best face at first. They will tell you what you need to hear in order to get you to feel whatever way they want you to feel about them. But right now it's more like, or at least this year, especially with social events, you might have to get to know this person in a more social setting. You're seeing exactly what it is that they are, what they're made of, and who they truly are. It's like, how do they treat other people versus how do they treat you? That's more for those of you who are single. Back of the deck, we have acceptance and optimism. Staying optimistic and accepting your current situation helps you to attract more joy and happiness into your life in general. The right person will come to you when you are ready. Yeah, and I feel like that's just hitting it home. As long as you stay peaceful and aligned to your truth, as long as you trust yourself, you will attract the right people. Because for my singles here, you're attracting several options, or at the very least, like 2 or 3 solid options. Let's say 2, because this could be my pile of people who don't like to entertain a lot of, like, this could be my pile of people who like to just keep one person at a time. All right, let's get your astro cards. We have Pisces, create space material, a house without walls. When the walls start to close in, you need to find wide open spaces. Dissolve the boundaries. It may be that you need more space in your calendar or the freedom to let yourself wander. For a lot of you, make time for fun, because especially with the social events, I feel like some of you may be resistant to being social, or maybe resistant to like going out and meeting people or wherever it is that you may meet them. Creating space is like, mainly if you're single, if you want to find somebody, you have to create space in your life for there to be somebody, whatever that may be. I know in feng shui, at least the way I was taught, like if you want to attract a partner, make sure you have 2 of everything in your bedroom. That's like a feng shui way of looking at it. But it could also be like time in your schedule. Find time, like maybe a few hours out of your day that you just do things on your own. So when you do have a partner, you can dedicate some of those hours to them, you know, should they come along. That's very, very practical advice, but this could also be more emotional. For example, if you're in an energy, if you're in an emotional state where you just hate dating, you're tired of dating, you hate whatever gender it is that you're into because you just think they're all whatever, you're not going to attract a person that way. You're not going to attract a person with that mindset, with that mentality. So if you're a woman who's into men and you just think men are garbage, you're not going to attract a quality man. Just subconsciously. Same thing with men who are into women. You know, if you think all women are just out to get you for whatever reason, like you're not going to attract a quality woman. And even, I guess, same, like for those of you who are into the same gender, I don't know how that works as much, at least not as much, but still, well, I guess that could be the case. Regardless, if you think the people you are attracted to are awful, you're not going to attract somebody. Like that's just basic law of attraction. Let's get your last cards. These are the gods and goddess cards. And it's interesting that I'm choosing these for last because these decks are my favorite. So one's a goddess, one's a god, and you can see this as counterpart energy, or you could see this as like the masculine and feminine energies of your psyche here. We have Persephone cycles. And then for the god card, Persephone is interesting because in her story, she had to choose between her mother or her husband, and she somehow makes it work between both of them. You know, she spends some time with her mom, half of the year with her mom and half of the year with her husband. So that could be another one of those third party situation ordeals here, where like the third party may actually be a family who needs, you know, you or your person's attention. We have Green Man, abundance. So I do see a lot of abundance for you this year, mostly in the form of like in the form of romance. Either you have a lot of options, but you may narrow it down, or you may just have a lot of opportunities to meet people, or like a lot of social events to go to. But within these social events, you get to know people and you get to know them one by one. It could also be dates. Like I feel like you might have an abundance of dates for those of you who are single and want and are, you know, just somehow getting everybody's number, everybody's sliding into your DMs. You will have no shortage of fun to have. I think it's just up to you whether you want to have this fun or not. It's going to be up to you whether you want to take them up on this. But for those of you who are in a committed relationship, again, you may have to divide your time between certain obligations, whether they are family or otherwise, and your partner. But I do see you and your partner making a lot of money. In fact, that would make sense. If you or your partner are deciding to spend more time at work to make more money, you will gain that, but it will come at the cost of some of the quality time that you spend with your partner here. But overall, it's a very good and realistic view of this. So if this sounds like you, and if you want to continue, wait, was there something I forgot? This transformation and the obstacles are only meant to strengthen you, by the way. All these obstacles that I've been bringing up, they're only meant to strengthen you. And it's nothing that you can't handle. It's not going to be anything, you know, seriously crazy. It's just the small things here and there that are going to make you really reassess and question your relationship or your views on relationships or how you go about dating, which again, beautiful growth here. And for those of you who are indecisive, you will learn a way to handle that indecision. So already I love this energy. It's very grown up and it's very realistic. Like, I'm very proud of you, pile 3, because it seems like all those games that you used to play when you were younger, or all those games that maybe certain chaotic types would bring into your love life, we're not dealing with those anymore. We're not dealing with those anymore. So yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the tarot for those of you who resonated with this. For those of you who would like to claim this, and like I said, we are using the Accurate AF Tarot. And the first section is going to be your relationships in general. So pile 3. We have the 5 of Wands. So I'm not going to read the words that it says here, because what I'm getting is there's going to be a lot of action regardless of how you view it. There's going to be a lot of action this year. This could easily be like the 18 plus kind as well. But I feel like there's just going to be a lot surrounding you and your partner or the people you are dating. Like, it's going to be very much incorporated into your life. For a lot of you, I think it's because you already have somebody. And for some of you, it's because you're deepening something. Especially those of you who are engaged or who are going to have something to do with like a wedding. I feel like you're just going to be seeing more and more people because of this. You know, weddings are a very social situation. We have the 4 of Cups. So I do see you, again, reassessing your views, your feelings on relationships in general, especially when it comes to letting go of certain mentalities or letting go of certain ways that the things that people do make you feel. This is becoming emotionally independent from people, essentially. We have the Dawn of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. Interesting. Like I said, you're deepening a connection this year for sure. So it's going to be a focus point for you this year. With the Dawn of Wands, the Page of Wands, I do see like a sense of, I mean, you could take this one of 2 ways. Either you are just done with the immaturity that people bring into connections. You're done with the immaturity that people bring into dating, romance, etc. But I'm also seeing it as like an inspiration to view love and romance and dating in a different way, to see it in a more positive way. Like I said, we're letting go of certain mentalities that were keeping us locked in a very weird space of how we view the people we date, you know. Like I said, if you If you hate the gender that you're dating, how do you expect to have a healthy one? It's very much that mentality. All right, we're going to look at your options. This could be either the many people you are going to see this year or the one person that you are with. This is going to be your romantic partners. What energy are we getting from them this year? We have the Three of Cups. Again, lots of socializing. Very social. I also think that for a lot of you, it could also be how your partner or the people that you date. I mean, yes, you can meet them at events, but it could be like, for example, if you are in a committed connection with somebody or if you are dating with somebody, there's something here about how their friends and the people around them influence them regarding either you, or it could even be how they notice that you change a little bit whenever you act, whenever you get around certain people. The way you act is very different, because I'm hearing that I'm hearing a conversation, I'm hearing the whole you know, let's say when you go out with people, your partner would be like, I've noticed that you act a certain way whenever you go out with somebody. Why is that? Or it could be vice versa. Maybe you notice that your person acts a certain way whenever they go out with somebody else. Regardless, they are very much being influenced by the social circles around them. But I do feel like they're going to be having a lot of fun, both with and without you, which is very interesting. And I wouldn't even discount how much of an effect people's friends have on them when it comes to relationships. I know I've had to leave certain relationships because of the friends that my partners would have. Some so heavily so that, you know, they would bring around somebody to just, yeah, I'm seeing the scenario. Let me go ahead and say it out loud. I feel like if somebody here, if somebody's friend doesn't like you, they might bring somebody around to kind of get them away from you. I know it sounds odd. It could be maybe an ex that they know they still have a thing for, or maybe like just somebody new that they know they would be into. And it's so odd that there would be such manipulative people around your person. Or maybe, I mean, I hope this isn't you. I would hope that you're able to resist temptation in this way if your friends are trying to get you away from somebody. Let's go ahead and get more cards. This could be one of the obstacles you have to overcome. For my pile 3, okay, we have the Empress, or sorry, the Priestess. But wait, which one's this? This is the Six of Pentacles, the High Priestess. There is a very psychic bond between you and whoever it is that you are dating this year, that's for sure. Whether it's already your partner, I feel like you will have established that your connection is rather psychic. But for the new people coming into your life, they do have a lot to offer you. And I feel like it's kind of like fate is at play here. Even though I know the High Priestess isn't exactly fate, intuition can play a role in this. I feel like they intuitively know what it is that you want or may not want here. So I feel like you're going to attract a partner that is very almost psychically attuned to whatever it is that you need. And this is so interesting because Six of Pentacles is reciprocity here. So this is somebody who does have something to offer you, or at least has as much to offer you as you have to offer them. You know, we're going to be on level ground. We're going to be on equal footing here when it comes to relationships, especially for those of you who have recently met somebody or who are meeting somebody. But for those of you already in established connections, I do feel a sense of balance coming through for the both of you. And this could even be divinely influenced. Like I see somebody just coming to terms or like sitting with themselves and realizing that they haven't been doing enough for you and therefore they want to do more for you. Very interesting, very healing energy as well. And let's get the last card for your person. We have the Two of Swords reversed. I don't typically read reversals in this deck because it's round, but the fact that it showed up exactly like this when I picked it up, I'm kind of liking this. For a lot of you, if there has been any sort of struggles within communication between you and the people you're dating, I feel like that will be resolved this year, or you will come to an agreement of something, especially if there's been like a disagreement. I feel like you will come to terms with whatever this may be. There will be something here where you have a discussion and you both agree to something. It's kind of like a compromise. It's conflict resolution. I see overall a lot of peaceful energy with whomever it is that you are with this year, pile 3. And I really love this. I don't know if it's because you've set it out into the universe that you very much want to have healthy relationships as opposed to toxic ones, but it's so strong that you even take a otherwise toxic person and force them to have a healthy relationship. And that's not me telling you go out and find a toxic person. No, I feel like wherever it is that your person, your partner has been lacking when it comes to partnerships or relationships, you make them turn around, because the high priestess here almost makes me feel that you're influencing your partner on some sort of energetic level, that you're influencing them at a very subconscious level, though not manipulative. I feel like if it had been the magician or even like the devil, then yes, you could have seen it that way. But the high priestess is more like you're sending them love energetically, and because of this, they want to open up to you in a much more positive way, because there's a difference between, you know, casting a spell on somebody for them to do something versus just sending positive love, light, and energy, like general positive love, light, and energy in their way. I feel the need to distinguish between both of those because they are not the same. Take that only if it resonates, of course. I'm not saying that any of you are trying to get a result from something, but it could be, for example, if you know you and your partner are having a rough time of certain discussions, or you're not seeing eye to eye on something, you could ask the universe to help you resolve this, and that would be, you know, positively for the both of you. And that is one good way of doing that. For those of you with a more Christian mindset, it would be like praying for something. That's the kind of mentality that I'm seeing here, sending beautiful love, positive light to this. So I do feel like you influence your person very strongly, but in a good way, in a way that they want to influence you as well. It's like you take care of them spiritually, they take care of you physically, you know, or maybe even monetarily here. Let's go ahead and see how this year is going to shape you in terms of how you view life because of romance, or through romance, because love and relationships do shift us and change us for better or worse. So let's see what is going on for you this year. We've got the Dawn of Swords. This is the Page of Swords. I do feel like you're going to have new ideas of what true love is, and two, of how to better handle arguments or decisions, or how to handle people who may or may not, you know, see eye to eye with you, or how to handle people in general. I feel like the Page of Swords is somebody who is very curious, somebody who is also willing to have a conversation, even if they don't know where to start with that conversation. You know, it's kind of like sometimes it doesn't matter what it is that they have to say, what people have to say, or how they go about saying it. The fact that they show up to have the conversation is half the battle. The fact that they show up to even want to have that conversation is half the battle. You know, the fact that they want to talk, that I think is more important than what is actually said, because at least they're trying. And I feel like you definitely fit this energy this year. It's like you don't know how to resolve it, but you're willing to sit down and talk with somebody about it, whether it's with your person, or even like, for example, a mental health professional or a family counseling professional for some of you if you need that. We also have the Five of Swords with typically the Five of Swords is like a no-win situation. It's kind of like if you know that there's just no positive, well, let's say that you've worked out every single solution, or well, that you've tried to look up every solution to your problem, like you've thought it through. This is going to be my pile of people who are very much in their heads this year when it comes to relationships. It's like you've gone through all the possibilities of how to deal with a certain connection, and you just feel like there is a no-win situation here, that there is no option that is better than the other, or maybe one is better, but you both end up, you know, just not feeling the way you want to, or not getting what you want to out of this connection. I feel like you're learning to overcome this. You're learning to overcome a certain mentality. The words here are resentment and competition. We're not meant to be in competition with our partners, not all the time anyway. And we're not meant to hold resentment either. What we're meant to do is come to an understanding, because what true love is, with the Two of Cups here, this card says respect and balance, but what true love is allowing people to be themselves as well, to have them speak their truth, and to allow them to form a trust with us, or and vice versa, for us to build trust with them. So I feel like you're really overcoming certain mentalities that you've had in the past about relationships, and maybe even with your current one, because I see there being a lot of support on both ends, or on both, with both options. Let's go ahead and get more cards for my pile 3. It should also be noted that you're getting a lot of threes here, Or, wait, no, these are twos. You're getting a lot of twos here. I saw 2 3s and I saw a lot of threes. Never mind. But yeah, 2, 2, and 2. So the number 222 could be an angel number that is important to you. But we do have a 3 here with the 3 of Cups. And let's get the last 2 cards. I'm getting ahead of myself. We have, yeah, the Hanged One. A lot of you are shifting your perspectives when it comes to love and relationships. And the Queen of Cups. And somehow this is making you a much more loving and caring person. For a lot of you, especially with that wall card that was in the, yeah, a house without walls. It's like you're tearing down your own walls of where you have kept your heart very guarded. You're tearing down the walls where you've allowed yourself to just kind of, I'm seeing like the sign Cancer, like how it just retreats into a shell, or even a turtle, like retreating into your shell whenever you feel that things are going wrong. We're not doing that anymore. Instead, we are learning to deal with the problems, to be a much more empathetic and understanding individual to other people. It's like when the going gets tough, you don't run away and you don't hide and you don't sit there with your emotions. Instead, you're going to rise up to the occasion and approach the situation with a lot of love and understanding. So I truly love this for you, Pile 3. I feel like you're acknowledging where in the past you have handled situations wrong as well, or where you haven't handled it the best with your partner or previous partners, depending on who it is that we're talking about here. Because it's kind of like maybe this Queen of Cups was very hurt in the past, and a hurt Queen of Cups is not going to be, she's not going to be the most open, and she's not going to be the softest. She's going to come in with a guarded heart. But instead, you're releasing that, especially next to the Hanged One, the Hanged Man. You are shifting that perspective. You are turning around any situation where you felt that you needed to hide away, where you felt the need to even become a little bit more aggressive, if you will, with the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, where you felt the need to and if this doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to agree with this, but maybe some of you in the past have felt the need to attack back to anybody who's made you feel a certain way, because it put you in that space of feeling less than. But we're not dealing with that anymore. You understand your worth, and because you do, you want to approach things in a way that is going to be better for both you and the people around you. And this isn't even just relationships. Like I said, this is going to be the section that is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. You are meant to be a much more openly, emotionally sympathetic person. And I'm not saying that you weren't so before, but I feel like you didn't handle it the best in the previous versions of yourself or previous years. Like, you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and in turn allowing people to be vulnerable with you. And this creates a very beautiful energy of people learning to respect you in a new way. And even as I'm saying this, I just get this feeling of, like, it makes me want to tear up a little, because I feel like for a lot of you, you've been guarded for a very long time. And in dealing with the things that you're going to deal with in this year of 2025, Pile 3, I feel like you're going to learn to be a warmer person. Not saying that you weren't already, but it's like you're just up leveling even more so than you thought you were. I think especially with certain individuals, because I'm seeing you, for example, think back to past relationships and how you handled those things, and understanding that if you were to redo that relationship, you wouldn't handle it the same way, because you've changed so much. I keep being brought back to the person that you're going to be with this year. It does feel like either one person if you're already committed, or one specific person. The Three of Cups does, again, make me think you might have like 3 options, or maybe 3 specific people that you are dating if you're single. I feel like this person changes you for the better, because they offer you a lot of patience and grace. The Six of Pentacles here is coming off very strongly, because all I see is this card holding out, like, coins, offering not just generosity and assistance here. It's like they're offering something. I'm almost hearing like a peace offering. You could literally get a gift from somebody. Maybe they owed you something. Maybe they owed you money and they're finally paying it back. But I am getting the feeling that whoever it is you encounter this year, whether it's casual or whether it's something committed, they do shape the way that you see intuition within connections, and with that intuition, because the Queen of Cups is one of the more intuitive queens within the the tarot. You're learning to be more compassionate towards people. You're learning to understand them fully and truly, because I feel like the people you are attracting this year are going to be nothing like you, and that's for a reason. Especially if you're not very social and they are, there's a reason that you're attracting that. Either because you really did need a very opposite counterpart, and or you needed to see how people like that operated so that you were able to better understand how relationships are. For example, maybe you encounter somebody who is very forgiving of even the most ridiculous things, and they end up forgiving you for something that I think they typically, that you at least would typically not forgive anybody for. And this shapes the way that you view connections, because it's like you yourself would never forgive that, but they do. Or vice versa. Maybe they're not very forgiving, but you forgive them for something, and that shapes them. And I say this because I feel like in the connections I've been, it's the things we're willing to forgive that really define the connections where I've been in. You know, there were certain connections where I didn't put up with anything, and then other connections where I gave them that grace because I understood their background, I understood what they came from, and I understood their whatever feeling it was that was, you know, emanating from them the strongest. I feel like that's why the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups are coming through here. Your intuition is allowing you to be a better partner this year overall. What's back of the deck for this? We have, yeah, the Ace of Swords. New perspectives in relationships for sure. This year is going to shape you very much so, regardless whether you are in a connection or not. Because it doesn't matter who you're with. What matters is how you handle yourself when it comes to the topic of love, when it comes to the theme of having compassion for others, not just romantic, but also your friends, your family, and your children if you have any, or if you want any. Numbers coming through, we had 5 twice. I already mentioned 2 3 times. And 3 is standing out very strongly, even though it's the only card here. So I feel like for a lot of you, you are going to be very social this year, or at least be very wary when you are in a social setting, because I feel like that's where you're going to change and shift the most this year. But overall, this is a very interesting reading. Also very mature. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, especially if you came from a past where there was a lot of drama or a lot of just, you know, nonsense in relationships. I feel like this year is really going to shape you for the better. But let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice. We are using the yes and no deck. This is a yes and no deck. It's a very direct answer kind of deck. So I'm going to ask you to think of a question if you want, and this deck will answer whether it's a yes or a no, or maybe something a little bit in between. But before that, we're going to get the rest of your cards, so I'll give you a moment to think about that question. This is from the Affirmators deck for my pile 3. We have boundaries. I claim my right to set healthy boundaries, and I allow others to do the same. Sometimes personal space is taken, and sometimes it's given. And sometimes if you're on the subway, it's completely disregarded and shamelessly invaded. I guess it depends on the day. For a lot of you, we are dealing with boundaries. You're setting healthy boundaries, but also like the boundaries of yourself. Like, what are you willing to experience in a connection? What are you willing to allow people to do and not do? And how much are you willing to love? Because I'm seeing boundaries here as your capacity to love. If you set way too strict boundaries on yourself of what it is that you're meant to do for people, of course, it's going to be reciprocated in that same way. But because you are allowing people to feel how they feel, you're allowing people to express themselves however they need to and be the person that they need to, both in friendships and relationships, they're going to allow the same for you. And of course, we could more literally be talking about boundaries. If you need to set those boundaries, by all means, set them. But I feel like this pile is already good at that, believe it or not. And then this one wanted to pop up. We have acceptance. Yeah, I feel like this is what I was talking about. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for the not new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? Yeah, there is a lot of acceptance here for everyone and everything when it comes to relationships, including those of the past. For those of you who are still dealing with, like, for example, past people that, for whatever reason, you still have to be in contact with. You're allowing them to be whatever it is that they need to be. And if that person is still somebody you want to be around, then, that's where we have, that's where you can allow them into your life. But if they're deciding to be something that you're not okay with, you can set that boundary. We have Ever Thine, Ever Mine, Ever Ours, Ludwig von Beethoven. This is going to be for those of you who are already in committed relationships. There's something here about the boundaries you set within your own relationships. Like, just because you are, for example, married or committed to somebody doesn't mean that they have to take everything from you, whether it's your time, energy, or whatever it may be. Your snacks or whatever. But I do feel that there's going to be a compromise here for those of you already in a connection about what is yours and what is theirs, because that's just one way to set boundaries. And it's another way of allowing them to be themselves. I want to be your south wind, bringing good and fruitful things only. Anayasnan. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, you're focusing on the positive of relationships this year. It's like you don't want to be in the energy of feeling that a connection is draining, especially for those of you who are already committed. You don't want to be in that energy. You want it to instead be something positive and fruitful for the both of you. And even for those of you who are dating, it's like you're going to enter the dating world not just in this energy of like, everybody's awful until proven otherwise. No, I feel like you're going to come in with the benefit of a doubt and allowing them to be something that brings good and fruitful things to both you and them, for however much time you may have with them. And then let's get your card, your yes and no card. I hope this reading made sense. Like I said, I've been very tired for the past few days because of the work, so I'm letting intuition and spirit do all the channeling right now. I'm just here shuffling cards. So for my pile 3, is this a yes or a no? Okay, you got 2 cards. Release this desire and stop ruminating. For some of you, you might be overthinking of something, or you could, I was getting a lot of swords cards in the tarot, so you could be my overthinkers. Let go of this at every cost. Let go of it, because the moment you let go of the thought of this, of the idea of this, things will get better for you, because right now you're very much in your head about whatever this is. This could even be in general. Maybe you overthink a lot of relationships or connections or situations. Maybe you overthink even just the people you're dating. But there's something here about clearing up that mind space, decluttering whatever is in your mind, and letting go of the situation. It's like if it works out, it's great. And if it doesn't, that's so okay. Whatever is meant for you will come to you regardless. But this is where I leave it, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the Mythos Tarot, then we have a reading here for you for your love predictions of 2025. We're going to tap into what the year will bring for you in terms of romance. This is both for whether, or regardless of what your relationship status is currently. You could be in a connection that you know is going to be committed, or you could be dating. Maybe you're single, maybe you're in a situationship, or maybe you're polyamorous. It could be whatever it is that you are. We are going to see what 2025 has to offer you. I haven't listened to this song in a minute. I have Amy Winehouse's Valerie stuck in my head right now. So somebody could be inquiring about you. Somebody could be asking around about you. Doesn't matter who this is. It could be somebody new. It could be somebody that you already know. It could even be your own partner if you already have one. But I guess somebody here is asking about you this year, or maybe you're in the public eye, or people may be wondering what you are up to. I guess you could take that noise in the background as confirmation, but I feel like some of you are actually causing a stir somehow. Like people are noticing what you are up to, maybe on social media, maybe in your friend group, or in the workplace, if that is a lively scene. It all depends. Let's go ahead and get your oracle cards though for my pile 4. We have Freya, irresistibility. So a lot of you are going to look really, really good this year. Some of you could go through a glow up, or maybe you are posting more pictures of yourself online, maybe even like, sexier pictures, or just pictures where you look really good. Like people are noticing physically how different you are looking. I think especially, I don't know why, like somebody from your past is asking about you. For those of you getting work done, there's no shame in that. I do feel like some of you could be getting work done and you're posting more pictures. Take that only if it resonates. I'm not saying that you should or that you will. I'm just saying for those of you who already know you're going to get, for example, maybe Botox or some sort of I don't know, some sort of physical glow up, you might be doing this. It could also be more simple, like going to the gym and your body is looking very different. Or you could just be trying a new style of clothing. Maybe you're wearing clothing that is more suited to your body and it makes it look good. Let's go ahead and get more cards for you, pile 4. But yes, people are asking about you. It could also be that you're in a new environment, you're in a new area, so people are wanting to get to know you. We have Aries War. You're attracting... So if you're into men, I feel like you're attracting very macho types or very like manly man types. I don't know if that's what you're into or not, but this is definitely what you're attracting. It should also be pointed out that Freya is the counterpart of Venus, or is the equivalent of Venus in this is Greek mythology, in Greek mythology. So I feel like for a lot of you, you are finding a sort of counterpart this year. If you already are in a connection, I feel like it's very obvious that you two are meant to be. But if you're not, if you are looking for a relationship, or even if you're just dating, you're going to meet somebody who's a little bit of your match. Like they're going to be your opposite, but it works. You know, it's very much a opposites attract, you know, like very beautiful feminine woman with a very masculine strong type of man. That's what I'm getting. So take that only if it resonates. But even if you're not, you know, in a heteronormative connection, I feel like you're going to be like two parts of the whole here. So I do see that you and your person will be opposites, or that you will not always see eye to eye, but it will somehow work. Like you're okay being that counterpart, and vice versa, because you are going to match each other where the other lacks. Though it should also be said that Freya is also a goddess of war. I mean, I feel like all the Nordic goddesses, all the Norse goddesses, they're about war in some way, shape, or form, because these are Vikings they're talking about. So I feel like your energy will match this person. Like you and this person will definitely be on each other's level. And again, if you're already in a connection, I feel like this is just you and your person, and you will know who you are. There's also something very passionate about this year. Like for a lot of you, you're going to get action this year. That's all I got to say. I feel like you could even be starting the year off this strongly if you are with somebody. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. We have this one. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. And I feel like this really goes with Aries here, with the god of war, because he's not really somebody who can be controlled, and yet he is seen as, you know, Aphrodite's counterpart. And it's kind of like, I feel like you're not going to go out of your way to control your love situation much this year, especially if you're already in a connection. I don't think there's much you can do. It's like you both make decisions, you know, together, or maybe you allow your person to take lead. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're not going out of your way to control who stays in your life and who leaves it or what happens. You're just allowing your love life to show up for you. It's like very low effort on your part, even though, yeah, very low effort love life this year. We also have this one, playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. Yeah, I feel like regardless of who you are with this year, you're going to make it a point to have a lot of fun with them. It could even be that you're seeking out more friendships this year than romantic connections. Like maybe you're just making it a point to have a lot of fun in your life in general. Because I don't think, like, even though you're looking amazing and people are definitely like trying to get with you this year, I don't think you really care. Or maybe you're just playing the field a little bit. Maybe you're just dating around. And yet somehow you attract like a very particular person, or even a type of person. If this Aries character isn't a person, it could be that you are attracting more, I'm seeing athletic types, like somebody who's athletic or is into like extreme sports, or maybe they're just very stereotypically masculine traits. Think like the sign Aries, like what they would be into. Even if it's a woman, even if you're into women, you could be attracting like very masculine women, very butch women, if that's what you're into, of course. Let's get more cards. And of course, if you're a man who's into straight men, you can switch these around. You could be getting with somebody who's very irresistible and very good looking, and you yourself could be a very, you know, stereotypically masculine man. I just want to make this accessible to everybody, so take whichever resonates here. Let's get your love oracle, your creative love oracle cards for my pile 4. Manifest your soulmate. And this is a little spell you can do if you want to do. You light a pink candle while you visualize your soulmate. Prayers and wishes are very important for you now. This card also indicates that your manifestation will come into your reality soon. For those of you who have been trying to manifest somebody, you are going to manifest them in 2025. And even if you haven't been, I feel like some of you are going to meet a soulmate this year, because I've been getting that energy very strongly in almost every pile. If you already have somebody, you could be manifesting something with this partner. You could be manifesting something pretty amazing with your current partner. Maybe some sort of goal that you both wanted for a very long time. Lots of red, pink, and purple here too. You have flexible. You may have someone in mind, but your spirit guides want you to know that there are better options for you. This card also pertains to release any unrealistic expectations on a relationship or person. Yeah, for a lot of you, Spirit is asking you to let go. And I feel like a lot of you are following suit. Like, because you're deciding to put your romantic life on the back burner, you're deciding to, make that your lowest priority, or maybe not at the top of your list. Ironically, you're calling in somebody who is going to bring a lot to you. For those of you in a casual connection, this card it's not for people who are already in a committed connection. This is for those of you who are dating casually. Whoever you're seeing very casually this year, especially towards the beginning of the year, remain flexible with them, because if they are not showing up for you in the way that you need them to, chances are there is somebody else. And I'm not telling you to play them. I'm not telling you to, to be dishonest with them. I'm just seeing that you're not going to put in any effort where somebody else hasn't put in any effort. You have to match energies here, especially if this person doesn't seem to have any further interest in you than what they already have with you. And then back of the deck, we have honeymoon. This card stands for the pure energy of romance, affection, and bliss. You will soon experience these energies, no matter if you're single or in a long-term relationship. Yeah, this is going to be like a honeymoon year for a lot of you. It's going to be full of romance, though maybe not necessarily commitment, unless the commitment was already there to begin with. Like, even if you meet your soulmate this year, I don't feel like they're going to commit 100% until maybe later toward the end of the year, or maybe earlier next year. This is going to be the year you get to know them, the year that you become, that you become friends, or that you get to know each other, that you date around and have fun. But I feel like, at least for the majority of you, it's not going to be a year for commitment. It's going to be a year for fun and playfulness and manifestation. But the romance is going to be there regardless, because it's part of you, it's within you, and it's all around you. And I feel like I've been getting this kind of message in all the readings so far, so I'm really loving what 2025 has to offer. And 2025 is year of the snake, and correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say that they're very sensual and romantic people, year of snake people. Let's get a zodiac card for you, pile 4. Here we have Aries again, beginnings. Strike iron and flint to make fire. Go for it. The spark of fire is your life force. It lives within you. All you must do is claim it. Say yes to a new direction and trust that you have the energy to make a fresh start. This is not just in romance. I feel like a lot of you, like I said, you're going to be new to an environment or to a place, a situation, and therefore new beginnings will bring new people. New people will bring new energy. New energy will shape the person that you are regardless. So I feel like you're going to be in a new area, in a new space, or at the very least, like you may be starting something new wherever it is that you are, and it's making you into a new person. This does explain the energy, the song from earlier, like whenever I started reading, because like I said, people are asking about you. So the people getting to know you are asking a lot about you, not just to you, but to people who may already know you, especially friends of friends, friends in common, or people in the workplace if it's a work situation, or people in the neighborhood. But I'm also seeing people from your past asking what you're up to now. Like, where did you go? Why haven't we seen pile 4 in a moment? Where's pile 4? I thought they were doing this and now they're doing that. I feel like people are asking about you because you're very noticeably changing or going through something here. And that will affect your love life. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. Lots of Aries energy here, which I always take to mean, new energy, new beginnings, but maybe some of you could also be Aries signs as well. We have lacking, number 20. It wanted to come out reversed though, which I feel like this card would be something that would be good to take reversed, because it's like you're no longer lacking for anything. You're embracing an energy of being abundant. Maybe in the past you did feel lacking in some way, shape, or form. For some of you, like I mentioned, maybe you're going through some sort of glow up, maybe some sort of cosmetic or physical procedure. I feel like that's actually going to help you out this year. Take it only if it resonates. Again, I'm not promoting anything, nor am I saying that you need it, but if you already were going to do this, it's going to help you. It is going to be beneficial. So let's say you are much older and you want to get a little bit of Botox to help you feel good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Or maybe you want to try a new hairstyle, or again, a new way of dressing, going to the gym, whatever it may be. If that helps you feel better about yourself, I see nothing wrong with that. As long as it doesn't become your identity and as long as you don't use it as a crutch, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You know, a lot of people feel better after a little bit of working out. Let's get more cards. For my pile 4, what do we have for the year 2025 romantically? We have abandoned 32. So some of you, you are overcoming certain mentalities that you like abandonment wounds from your childhood, or abandonment wounds that maybe you had. And it's kind of interesting. You're definitely doing the deep shadow work or the therapy that you need in order to overcome these, because I feel like in the past, or maybe in the past year, you had been dealing with either somebody leaving you or you leaving somebody behind, and this was triggering something within you to bring up abandonment wounds. I don't think it matters which side of this abandonment you were on. I feel like it was still affecting you, because you could have been the one abandoning, but it could also be people abandoning you. And you're overcoming that this year. You will not be feeling this. This is why the lack card came out reversed, because you are working through this. Back of the deck, we have aligned. So you are definitely aligning with your purpose this year. You're aligning with the person you are meant to be, and that will bring in love and romance. Let's get your sensual magic cards for my pile 4. I hope, okay, I'm trying to balance something. I hope it doesn't fall. Okay, so pile 4. What do we have going on for you? 2025. We have self-confidence again. Yeah, a lot of you, your self-confidence is going to take you everywhere this year. And if you don't believe me, I think everybody knows that one person or people that even though they may not be the most attractive person, their confidence really speaks volumes, and they're able to get anything and anyone they could ever want. This is what I'm seeing you do. However, you're combining that with your actual physical appearance, because a lot of you are looking very hot this year. I don't know how else to say it. You're looking very physically irresistible this year to a lot of people. And I feel like this will both boost your confidence, and you become more physically appealing because of your confidence. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. So I really do feel that your self-confidence is attracting a lot of people. Another way I'm being told to see this is you're going to make a lot of people nervous, because they're going to feel that you're way out of their league, because I'm looking at the reflection of this very beautiful woman, and this guy just looks like he's nervous, while he's fiddling around with his clothes or whatever he's about to do, like she clearly makes him nervous and makes him feel all sorts of ways. So it wouldn't surprise me if this year you make somebody that you're interested in, and maybe you think they're more attractive than you, but somehow you end up making them feel very nervous, which I feel is very cute. This is Sun in Scorpio energy, Sun in Virgo energy. So some of you could be Virgos, but maybe Scorpio too, just because I already said it. Let's go ahead and get one more card from this deck. Ooh, we have power 36, and I want to say this is okay. I don't think I have to censor anything here, but clearly look at them. They are just, there's something here about you stepping into your power. It's like not only are you looking good, but you have a sense of innate power that a lot of people don't seem to understand. This is that confidence. This is very strong solar plexus energy. So you're going to manifest your person this year because you're feeling very powerful. And when you feel powerful, you feel like you can take on the world and do pretty much anything. I mean, there is some caution here to not go overboard with this power, though I doubt you will, because ironically, I say that you are letting go of your romantic situation and instead focusing on yourself, and this is what draws in people. So instead of focusing on dating, you're focusing on, dressing well, looking good. Maybe you up your makeup, maybe you do something. You're focusing on your physical self, and that is what brings in people, which I know seems to some people to be very, no duh, this is how you attract people. But take it from somebody who didn't really care about her physical appearance until, I don't know, like my mid-20s or something. I didn't seem to understand that if you wore a little makeup, a lot people would respond better to you romantically. I don't know. I just had like I had a very strong resistance to that, and maybe some of you also were like that in the past, and you're kind of just saying, screw it, let me just look however I want to look. Back of the deck, we have awareness. Yeah, this is Moon in Scorpio. And again, all the women in these cards look very similar. Like they all have this very strong, confident look to them. They're even wearing something similar here where they're just very, like they're just attractive. And this is how you are looking this year, pile 4. I wouldn't be surprised if you did like a purge of certain clothing in your closet and just decided to buy like very, very sexy clothing, or very, just really, I'm hearing siren. Like maybe some of you are trying to look like a siren, or what else, a femme fatale. You're just going all out there and looking good, which I love. Maybe you're just upping your your aesthetics this year as well, regardless of what it is. Let's do the Romeo and Juliet, and then I think an audacity card. So for my pile 4, what is going on romantically this year? And it's funny because I keep seeing that you're attracting people, but I don't think you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on you this year, even though you will have somebody. We have Romeo. There he is. Idealistic lover, passion, rashness, quickly changing moods. I defy you, stars. Look, you're attracting some very cute characters here, because I feel like whoever you're attracting, they might present to be like, I don't know, like maybe very masculine, very macho on the outside, but on the inside, they're just a dreamer. On the inside, they're a lover boy or girl, depending on what you're into. Like on the outside, they present to be a certain way, but on the inside, they're just soft and sweet and romantic. Maybe even a little idealistic. Maybe that could actually bother you. Because you don't just want a Romeo, you want somebody that you can build with. But there is going to be a lot of romance this year. And marriage, wedding, matrimony, and wedlock. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1. For a lot of you, it wouldn't surprise me if you deepened your connection this year. You could, I do see commitment. I do see the talks of commitment and marriage. And even for some of you, you could be engaged this year. I had a hesitancy saying it, so I'm not sure if this is meant to be like a surprise, or if it's just something that you're still contemplating with you and a person if you already have them. But for a lot of you, there's a lot of talks about commitment here, because I take this marriage card not just to literally mean marriage, but to be commitment. Fake death. I'm being told there's going to be the return of somebody that you thought you would never have anything with. This is you reviving a connection that you didn't think would happen. I'm not saying it's meant to be the connection you're supposed to have forever and ever, or that you're even meant to entertain it. But I do see somebody coming forward that you thought you wouldn't hear from again, or that you just maybe wouldn't entertain. I do see them coming back again because you have an ex asking about you. And again, you don't have to entertain that ex. I just feel like they're really curious. Or maybe they're just the kind of nosy person who needs to know who you're with or what you're doing now, even though they have no intention of like, I don't know. Some of you have some annoying exes. Let's just put it that way. Because I'm feeling their energy and I'm like, why are they still around? You know? Why are they so nosy? Why do they need to know this? Let's go ahead and get your last card from the Audacity deck. And then we'll move into the tarot for my pile 4. Make sure you're taking a lot of rest this year, pile 4, because I'm getting some very, like, you're going to be doing a lot, and I feel like this year could be a little draining. We have the 2 of D's. Look, there is some sort of, there is definitely a playfulness with you. Like, even if you are looking good, even if you are playing the field, even if you are dating and romantic and whatever, I feel like you're really going to prioritize laughing. Like, if you can't laugh with somebody, I feel like you can't have anything with them. So this could be my pile of people like Venus in Sagittarius, or even Mars in Sagittarius, or you just love to have a good time with the person that you are with. Like, I feel like you're going to have a lot of fun this year. Or maybe you're specifically looking with people with great senses of humor. Like, if you can't laugh with them, if you can't have fun with them, you don't want them, because I feel like you're really embracing a lot of fun this year, regardless of what is going on here. I'm seeing, what's her name? Is it Jessica Rabbit? Where I forget who asks her, like, why him? Like, why is she with, Roger Rabbit, a freaking cartoon rabbit? And she's like, he makes me laugh. That's what I'm seeing. Like, this is my pile of Jessica Rabbits, and you're looking for your Roger Rabbits. Not saying that you're going to have, like, some goofy looking guy, but you just need somebody who's able to make you laugh, You want somebody that you can have a lot of fun with, because, being hot and sexy, anybody can do that. But if they don't have a personality, then you don't want them, you know? You kind of want somebody who's able to be your friend as well. So I kind of love this for you, pile 4. If this resonates with you, if you want to keep going with this, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion. My super hot pile 4, like seriously, just look at all these women and even this guy. They're all attractive. A lot of you, you're going to look so good this year. I don't know what you're doing. You don't even have to have any procedures, but people will definitely ask if you have, because again, you're looking good. Maybe you're trying a new skincare routine. Maybe you're hitting the gym and, you know, growing your muscles or whatever it is that you want to grow, and you're just looking really good. That could also be the new environment you're in. Maybe you're hitting the gym and everybody there loves you. So for my pile 4, what do we have going on? The tarot section we're doing in 3 parts. The first part is going to be your overall romantic views, like what's going on in your relationships this year. The second one will be your actual partners, what's going on with them. And then the third one will be how your romantic life this year is going to shape you as a person. Though I feel like that's already been answered. Let's go ahead and start with your romantic life, your relationships. For pile 4, we have Page of Cups. Lots of new people who are admiring you, that's for sure. For some of you, you could also be attracting younger people, but I don't think you're going to give them much, like, unless that's what you want. But I don't think this is like new love or new crushes or people that, you know, are into you. We have the 10 of Swords. I feel like a lot of you, like I said, this past year has been very difficult. So you're making it a point to have a lot of fun this year. You're not doing drama this year. We have the 7 of Coins reversed. You're not working hard for love either. Like if it's there, you're happy about it. If it's not, you're not going to worry about it. And Knight of Cups. You're attracting so many people. So many. Like you can have so many admirers this year. That's for sure. I do feel like most of you won't be in a connection already. If you are, again, you're just getting people who are attracted to you. If you are in a connection, I feel like your partner will kind of, they might just have this energy where like they fall in love with you all over again, or they start treating you a little better, or they just get a little bit more romantic with you because, I don't know, maybe you've been manifesting romance from your partner because you feel like it's waned a little, or maybe the romance has died off a little bit. So they're acting like a teenager again with you. If you have had some sort of physical procedure, maybe that makes them fall in love with you all over again. Because I'm thinking of old couples, and you know, they've been together forever, and you know, they've been together for who knows how many years. But then one day, you know, the old lady, sweet old lady, she decides to dress up in her old clothes from when they were younger, or maybe she decides to wear, you know, a cute red lipstick, and suddenly her old man, her husband, just, you know, starts, you know, being extra cute with her, extra flirty. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not saying that you and your person are that old, but that could be the kind of energy that they are channeling. They just decide to be extra romantic with you because you're looking really good, and because they're noticing that other people are also noticing you. So it's like, oh, I got to step up my game. It's like, I know I'm married to this person, but I got to step up my game before somebody woos pile 4 away. That's what I'm getting, and it's very cute. Let's go ahead and see, since we're talking about people now, let's go ahead and see who you are attracting this year. This is mostly for my singles, but if you want to see this as the partner you already have, you can do that as well. And if you're poly, just make this fit however it fits you. For my pile 4, you have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Cups reversed, which is always a good position to have there. 7 of Cups reversed. Wow. 8 of Pentacles reversed. So you're going to have a lot of options this year, that's for sure. But I see you only focusing on those who are able to meet you where you need to be. The 2 of Pentacles is balance. I'm hearing simplicity as well for those of you who have had maybe a more chaotic romantic life in the past, or maybe even in this past year. You're choosing to be simple when it comes to who you keep entertaining. If they're here to bring you baggage, you're not having anything to do with that. That said, like I said, if we're dealing with people from your past, I feel like they're going to decide to let bygones be bygones. They're going to forgive a lot as well, because the Four of Cups is coming here as like forgiving. Either they forgive you or you forgive them. I feel like you'd actually be open to forgiving them if they're going to show up with new energy or be different, because the Seven of Cups reversed, it can be options when it's upright, and you definitely have a lot, but reversed, you're being very selective of who you let in and out of your romantic life here. And I feel like you are actually taking into consideration anybody who's wronged you before. If you saw that there was already some sort of connection here, or if they apologize in a way that, for example, let's say that somebody who never apologizes to anybody decides to come and apologize to you, I think you're going to take that rather seriously, because you know that they are trying to be a changed person. Again, I'm not telling you to take back your ex, but you are being okay with entertaining certain people from your past if they have changed, or if they are deciding to take a new path. I know that's not for everybody, but let's say we're talking about maybe something that never got off the ground, maybe somebody who ghosted you and they come back and they give you a legitimate story as to why they ghosted you. You know, maybe they were going through, for example, some sort of family loss, and they just didn't feel the need to pour any energy into a relationship, or they didn't want to bring you any baggage. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. I'm not talking about the people who are just trying to be like, oh, please give me a second chance. Da, da, da. No, I'm talking about like people with true apologies and like legitimate explanations as to why they couldn't give you time in the past and now they want to try again. That's not going to be for everybody, because the Eight of Pentacles reversed, it's like you don't want to put effort into something that you know is not going to bring you anything. Like, yes, you're having fun with people, but you're also still like trying to take them seriously. It's like you're still dating, but you also only want fruitful connections. And I feel like it's possible for both of these things to be the same. I just think there has to be a lot of transparency and a lot of emotional maturity on the people that you are seeking. Like, also yourself. Like, you're clearly very emotionally mature. Otherwise, you wouldn't even consider a lot of what is going on here. But you're being very selective of the people that you let into your life this year, and I'm very proud of you, pile 4, because I feel like it takes a very strong person to have these kinds of thoughts, these kinds of ideals, and these kinds of discussions, you know, with the people that they want to consider. Very interesting. And let's go ahead and see how your love life will shape you this year, little pile 4. We have the Emperor. Lots of masculine energy. I mean, this could be my group of masculines, but I feel like you're shaping the way you see masculine energy in general. We have the Five of Swords reversed. Yeah. You're letting go of a lot of pettiness this year, ironically. Even though it does seem like you're having a lot more fun and you have a lot more options, you're letting go of a lot of pettiness this year. Maybe because you've had to witness it. We also have the Three of Pentacles. And you're getting along with a lot more people this year too. Like, you don't want bad blood, because I'm hearing Taylor Swift's bad blood. You don't want bad blood between you and anybody, but you also want to leave, you know, friendship open. We have the Two of Wands. And back of the deck, the Fool. So this year, for sure, your perspectives on either men or masculine energy, especially if you are attracted to them, even if you're not, if you yourself identify as a man, a masculine man, maybe a straight man, you're shifting your views and perspectives on masculinity this year, or even men in general. And I feel like it's all positive, because the Five of Swords reversed, Five of Swords upright would mean that there's like a lot of quote quote man hating energy, or a lot of hating on masculine energy, however you want to take that. I feel like you're reversing that this year, or, well, not reversing. I feel like you are changing your perspective this year, because you understand that toxic masculinity is just really wounded masculinity. So it's not fair to just cast it off as something that we don't need. I mean, yeah, we don't need it, but it's better to just heal it. Like, there's something here about understanding that people with these views are not meant to, I mean, if you don't want to entertain them, you don't have to, but don't necessarily reject those people with those views right away. Again, I'm not saying you need to don't let them into your life if you don't want to, but instead be open to the discourse, be open to opening their minds, essentially. Like, you don't have to be, gosh, it's so hard to say what I'm trying to say. Why is this? I guess because, you know what, if I lose viewers right here, that's fine. But it's kind of like you understand that a wounded masculine just needs to be healed. And once they are healed, they become the provider, protector of not just you, but of the people around them, of everybody else around them. Because we need both, you know, healthy versions of masculinity and healthy versions of femininity, if you want to see it as that as well. But I feel like a lot of you, you're shifting your views on how you view masculinity or masculine energy as well. A lot of you could be dealing with father wounds as well this year. And in healing that, you heal yourself. I feel like your romantic life is going to bring this around a lot as well. With the Three of Pentacles, I do see you collaborating with a lot of people that maybe you don't even particularly agree with, or maybe you even decide to date people that you don't agree with, not to argue with them, but to gain their perspective. And by date, I don't mean like you're going to go into a full-blown relationship with them. I just see you trying to get to know them and trying to understand where they come from, trying to understand why they have those viewpoints. So let's say, and I'll never understand this, like why people have this mentality of hating on the gender that they're trying to date. But let's say you decide to go out with one of these people. You go with somebody, you go out on one date, one very casual date, with a person, or even just have like a conversation with them about why they have those viewpoints. I see you trying to understand them. I see you trying to understand where they come from and see how it can be, how that can be undone, how that perspective can be changed for the better. Because I see you see somebody who is struggling or who is clearly crying for help in their ways. And even though you don't have to heal them, even though it's not exactly your job to do this for them, you feel that in understanding them or attempting to understand them, they will take the first step to healing from that particular viewpoint with the Two of Wands here. Because this is taking the first steps towards something positive, which is very interesting. So I feel like a lot of you, you're taking the notions of like, of all the toxicity in dating. I don't even want to genderize it anymore. There's just toxicity in dating in general. And you're trying to understand why people have this viewpoint. Let's say, because I do see you dating people or even meeting and encountering people this year that you don't agree with. But rather than being repulsed by it and ignoring them, you're going to try and understand them. Or maybe you're just becoming more understanding of people who are nothing like you in general, which is still very brave of you, Pile 4. And I feel like this just adds to the beauty that you are. This adds to something that you are. Maybe you're somebody who's not afraid of confrontation either, and this makes a lot more sense if you are. But I see you doing that this year, and I feel like you're trying to understand people. I don't think you're trying to date them. I don't think you're trying to make them your best friend. You're just trying to understand them. So yeah, I kind of really love this for you because you just understand that 2025 is just another year in your romance, but it's not your everything, but you are going to make it a point to learn something from this year. So let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice. And I really hope nobody comes for me in the comments after what I just said. I'm not telling you to, get with toxic people. That is not what I'm saying at all, but I do see you trying to understand them or trying to understand why they may think that way. Also, my throat or my mouth, I guess, I don't know, but my mouth has been drying up really heavily this entire reading. So for a lot of you, conversation is going to be important this year. Also, stay hydrated. Definitely don't drink too much alcohol when you go out. I feel like staying hydrated is going to be a little bit more important for you this year. So for my pile 4, let's get some affirmator cards. Oh, we're going to do a yes-no question first. Let me get that deck out. So this is a yes-no deck, and I'm going to let you ask your question. So then I will answer it yes or no, or whatever the answer may be. But let's go ahead and get your cards. For pile 4, we have giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discovered just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does this mean selflessness makes me look selfish? Be honest. So I feel like an overall sense of generosity is going to be your thing this year because, like I said, you're being very open to conversations with people. You're being very open to forgiveness from people. You're being very open to a lot of like what people have to, like, I'm hearing you hear them out. I'm seeing you hear out their explanations. Like if they have anything to say, you're going to hear it. You're going to be getting a lot of conversations from people this year as well. Also a lot of questions. It wouldn't surprise me especially if you do something like what I do, where you offer a lot of love advice or something along those lines, whether it's in tarot or in anything else that you may do. You're going to be having a lot of conversations this year, and it's going to open up your mind. Let's get a I am so totally into you deck. For a lot of you, like I said, you will meet a counterpart, but I don't think it's going to be commitment right away. So if you do find somebody this year, unless you were already previously together, I don't think there's going to be anything committal. But for those of you who know that you're going to become engaged or something, you know, you can just ignore that. But let's see what else we have. We have, my most brilliant achievement was my ability to be able to persuade my wife to marry me, Winston Churchill. You know the irony of me just saying, I don't think you're going to get married this year. And yet we have Winston Churchill here saying that his biggest achievement was getting his wife to convince him to marry him. Somebody here could be trying to convince you to be in a connection that maybe you're just not on board with completely. Maybe you're just still really feeling out your single life. Maybe you're just really enjoying having fun. But you may give in to having something with somebody because they're insistent, or because they just really seem like they want to, or that they're willing to show you exactly what it is that they can be. So again, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do here, pile 4. But I do see somebody trying pretty hard to convince you of something. Back of the deck. Let's turn loose our golden falcons so that they can meet in the sky where our spirits belong. Necking like two hot kids, Hafiz. What I was getting from this is that there's like a soulmate here. There's like a spiritual connection, or there's somebody here that you meet on a more spiritual level that is really going to uplift you this year. Overall, very interesting love life for you, pile 4. Like, I don't think the others were like this, or at least not that I remember. Let's go ahead and get your yes and no question answered. For my pile 4, we have trust it will manifest. Trust it will manifest. So this is a yes, but you have to trust it. You have to believe in it. You have to keep knowing that it's going to happen, because the moment you lose belief in it is the moment that it decides to slow down or not come to you. So it's a yes, but you have to believe in it, or even put the work in here if you want to manifest this yourself. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I am sending you so much love this 2025 for you and everybody involved. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the True North Tarot, then we have a reading here for you for 2025 love predictions. And we're going to see, regardless of what your status may be, whether you're single, dating around, or in a connection, we're going to see what 2025 has to offer you romantically in terms of your romantic life, or any other messages that have to come through that in regards to the heart chakra, in regards to the heart space, or even just how you love in general. But we're going to go ahead and start with the oracles for this pile. This is the only pile that I pre-selected the oracles. Like, I shuffled them before I started, just because your girl is tired. I've been in the middle of Thanksgiving work and holidays, so we're deep in the holidays, and I'm just trying to get things started. So if you prefer me to shuffle them while I do it, you could choose another pile, but I feel like you're meant to be here anyway, pile 5. So let's go ahead and get started. This could be my pile of efficient babes, by the way. Like, you guys like to be efficient. So first card we have is attraction. And yes, so definitely this year you are going to have some rather, I don't want to say spicy moments if you don't want to hear about that. But yeah, we have this man worshiping this lady at her feet. There's definitely a lot of people attracted to you this year. You're definitely looking really good. And even if you aren't feeling attractive, even if you're not putting any effort into your physical appearance, I feel like people are going to be attracted to you regardless. We also have, choice with Moon and Gemini. Number 6, which is very interesting. So you're going to have options this year for sure. You're going to have like people, just like you're attracting people left and right, that's for sure. And I feel like that's been the case for every pile. So I don't know what my collective viewers are doing, but you guys are attracting people this year for sure. We have the slice, number 22. You're sharing something with somebody. It could be an experience. For those of you already in a connection, I feel like you're really going to bring the passion back into it. We have self-confidence, a figure on a golden throne. It's time to allow your fuller self to shine. No holding back. Melt away insecurity with the heart with the heat of your inner fire. Connect with the part of you that is comfortable taking up space and let yourself radiate in confidence. So this was coming up in another pile. I want to say it was a previous pile. I don't remember, but there was a lot about your self-confidence attracting a lot of people. 2025, we're all coming in with like a buttload of self-confidence, that's for sure, because I've been getting similar messages. This also makes me think of either the Empress or the Emperor or any king or queen energy, so you can take that however it resonates for you, pile 5. I feel like you're going to be in complete control of your love life this year. Not that you're controlling people, but that you're manifesting like all the good things, whether it's a new partner, whether it's the options you may want, whether it's the experiences that you want. You're definitely bringing something to the table here. Not saying that you already don't, but you're making your connections work. We have poison, harmful, destructive. If you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight. If you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight. There's something really powerful here. The poison, I don't think anybody here is poisoned, though this could easily be something that you've overcome in the past. Let's get the rest of them. Distilling liquor, strategy, expertise, double-edged sword, no warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. For some of you, you could have kicked a bad habit, secret help, keeping secrets, anonymous goodwill. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love. So I don't know if this is you or maybe your partner or somebody you know, but somebody is dealing with something negative, or they finally kicked a particular poison to the curb, like they've finally gotten over a bad habit. This could be you if you're very honest about your past situations, about the past habits you've had. I feel like you're secretly going to get over this, or secretly ask for help to get over this so that you can truly be yourself again. For example, if you've had a habit of like hitting the bars, drinking a lot, and then going home with somebody that night, I feel like you're finally getting rid of this particular habit. No shame if that's what you did. I don't think there's anything shameful about that, every now and then. But I feel like it was starting to become something that was detrimental to your life in general. You could also be helping a friend with this, or even somebody that ends up being a romantic partner for you. So I feel like you're definitely overcoming something this year, or you've decided that to be maybe it's even a very serious New Year's resolution that you decide to end, not because you want to be cute about it, but because you understand that it's good for your health, both mental and physical. So I'm very proud of you, pile 5. If this is you, if this is resonating with you, and even if you're helping somebody out through this, I'm still very proud of you, because it takes a lot of patience to put up with people like this. Hopefully this isn't your partner, but if it is, I feel like, they trust you enough for this. For a lot of you, it's a friend or yourself, though. We also have this one. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. So a lot of you are taking I'm hearing laissez-faire, a way of looking at romantic life this year. It's also very much go with the flow. Like you're going wherever it is that your soul is calling you to, wherever you feel that you are, wherever it is that you shine the brightest, wherever it is that makes you happy, wherever it is that you are able to truly be yourself is where you are going, especially anywhere that takes you away from negative habits, whatever those may be. For some of you, and this isn't everybody, because I don't want to feel like I'm shaming anybody who goes to the gym, but maybe you had a habit of overworking your body at the gym, whether that was, pushing yourself too hard or maybe working too hard. I'm saying this as somebody who used to do that herself. I would work out excessively to the point that it was unhealthy because of insecurities I would have. So maybe you have something very similar. Because I see this as part of the reason why you had to move away from whatever this negativity is. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a substance. It doesn't even have to be anything too harmful. Maybe it was just overthinking. Maybe it was even a type of person you used to date that, just wasn't good for you. Maybe you had a specific type and you recognized the cycle that would bring to you. And then we also have the next card, which I can't show because they are nude. We have healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. And you might want to take the time to actually do that. Just cleanse yourself, you, your partner or partners, or maybe even past lovers, of cleansing yourself and healing from whatever it is that you've had to go through, whatever it is that you have been through. We have untamable 4. But that's not to say that you're going to be a boring person, you know, just because you give up a bad habit doesn't mean that you won't still be your beautiful, shiny self. Like, you were still that before this, and you will be that after this. So don't let that get you down, whatever this poison may be. Empowered. Yeah, I see you stepping into your power this year, Pile 5. Manifest your soulmate. This is a little spell if you want to do that. Light a pink candle while you visualize your soulmate. Prayers and wishes are very important for you now. This card also indicates that your manifestation will come into your reality soon. So a lot of you could be doing not just healing, but manifesting while healing, which I tend to do. Like, after I've cleared out some energy, I will pour back into myself more positive energy, because when you clear out a lot of negativity within your auric field, within your energetic field, you do tend to feel a little empty, or you feel a little deflated. You know, you'll feel different, sometimes a little cold, because you've let go of something that was taking up a lot of space. So you have to fill it back in with something positive. And I see you filling yourself back up with positive things. Like, you develop better habits, you develop better things to do than this thing that you left behind. And I'm very proud of you. And for a lot of you, maybe you were getting rid of, for example, a toxic ex, and instead you're manifesting a soulmate that's going to be way better for you. We also have reunion. This card stands for reunion with your family and friends. There is a feeling of harmony and celebration. Significant people from your childhood and past lives could be coming back into your life for a particular reason. You could be reuniting with certain friends, but I'm also seeing you reunite with past lovers. Not necessarily to take them back, but maybe to build a friendship there, or to see how far you've come, maybe to catch up on old times. I do feel like it's more of a friendship that you'll be getting from this than anything. We also have Storm. Conflict is affecting your current situation or relationship. Look for a diplomatic way to solve the issue. This card also stands for unexpected and sudden changes. For some of you, not all of you, because this came out with reunion. Man, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way either. But in manifesting your soulmate, you might be manifesting somebody back from your past that you may have to help heal. You do not have to accept that mission. I feel like this is an option. But maybe for some of you, you feel that you owe this person something, so you accept this. That's going to be for very few of you. And I'm not saying that you have to. I'm saying that if you already knew this was going to be in your life, I feel like you will do this. For some of you, this could be like a co-parenting situation. But for a lot of you, the storm and the reunion, something is going to bring back an unexpected change. Because for some of you, if you're already in a connection with somebody, if you already have a partner that you're stable with, you could be helping them through something, and maybe it reaches a breaking point this year. But I feel like it's just going to make your connection that much stronger. Or it could be a breaking point. Maybe you both already knew that you were headed towards a specific new chapter in your relationship, and that's what's going to bring that about. But I don't want you to be terrified by the storm card here. I don't want you to freak out about it. I just feel like something unexpected is going to come your way in terms of romance in general. For some of you, the one thing getting in the way between you and the person you're trying to manifest, your soulmate, could be something that they are going through. And again, you might have to witness some of that. And I'm not saying that you have to step in and heal them. I'm just saying that you may have to see them through it. But some of you will know who this is and what this is. Okay, so for counterpart energy, we have Aphrodite, self-love. Yes, you're looking very attractive this year. You are absolutely drowning in self-love, which is the best kind of love to drown in. I feel like you're really embracing your beauty this year. You're embracing your good looks. You're doing something here with all this healing, with all this turmoil. Like, despite this turmoil, your self-confidence is still very strong. You have a very brave face when it comes to love and romance, especially if you're in a connection. And then we have focus. So for those of you already in a connection, I feel like your partner is going to be very focused on you, because even in these two cards, like, the guy is looking at the girl with so much intention, with so much passion, maybe even low-key obsession. So if you do have a partner, they're going to be very devoted to you this year, like, absolutely. Even if you have new people in your life, new romance in your life, they're going to be very attentive to you. Like, I don't know what it is that you've been doing, but you're definitely drawing in a lot of people. There's a sort of magnetism to you this year that is very undeniable. But you also have a few things here in the background that, again, either you yourself are overcoming or you're helping people overcome. I do think there is a little bit of a warning here to not get into a savior complex with your romances. It doesn't matter how connected or how it doesn't matter how deep these connections are, whether you're already committed or whether it's more casual. Don't feel the need to save them. You can help them, but only like set the boundaries there, because you're not meant to save everybody from themselves or from whatever it is that they are going through. I do feel like a lot of you have this mentality of wanting to help people around you. After all, most intuitive people who are drawn to tarot readings tend to be this way, but I don't think it's not your job to help them entirely, to maybe push them in the right direction, or to be, a pair of sympathetic ears for sure. Maybe somebody just wants to, speak to you about something, and that's all you have to be for them. But I don't feel like you're meant to get involved any more than you can, unless of course it's your profession. But overall, I see you becoming very empowered. I see you having a lot of fun. I see you stepping into this beautiful magnetic energy. Like, you are just attracting the crap out of everybody. Like in all of these cards, like the men, like regardless of your gender here, regardless of what you're into, regardless of your preferences, like the man is just drawn and attracted to the woman, and she's just over here, like, her eyes closed, just enjoying herself, enjoying her body, enjoying life, looking good while doing so. And the guys are just all over her. It's interesting that there's also a lot of very sharp imagery here with this knife in the slice card, in the slice pizza card, and Ul here with the arrow. It kind of makes me think of Cupid or Eros with his bow and arrow. So I feel like you will end up catching feelings this year, maybe even despite yourself, or somebody will catch feelings for you. Because the myth of Eros and Psyche, I want to say it's he pricks himself with the arrow on accident. So somebody here may be trying to woo you, and in trying to woo you, they end up falling for you. Like, they thought their tricks and flirtations and whatever was going to work on you, and instead it ends up working on them. For those of you who are looking and who are single and dating, I feel like somebody ends up falling for you in trying to get you to fall for them, which is a little silly, but you're too busy over here being this very sensual healing mama. Not saying that you're an actual mother, but maybe you could be. But I do feel that there's going to be some conflict when it comes to romance this year, but it's not going to necessarily affect you in a negative way. It will only help to heal you and to be a better person, or to overcome certain struggles. And I'm just now realizing that this reunion card is not in the frame. Okay, there it is. So I'm loving this energy. It's very realistic. You are going to look great regardless. I hope that's coming through here for you, pile 5. It's interesting that the sun is here twice, so maybe something is in conjunct or trining your sun this year, like a big outer planet, especially those of you who are Aquarius, like in the early degrees of Aquarius, because Pluto just went into Aquarius. Or what else do we have? Any of the outer planets. I'm trying to think of what the North Node is in. So North Node, the outer planets, that would be Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and even Saturn. Look at all of those, because I feel like those are affecting you this year on your sun. Look at whatever is conjuncting your sun this year, because it's helping you shine. It could even be Jupiter in your sun sign, because that's always a great time for the world to get to know you, the world to see this. Maybe when Venus is conjuncting your sun will be a very important time of the year for you as well. But overall, I love this energy. A lot of you could be in your 20s, because we have 22 and 25. We also have 3, 4, and 6. And yeah, if this sounds like you, if you want to keep hearing about this, then let's go ahead and move on to your tarot portion. Because within the tarot portion, I'm going to see how your overall relationships are going to go this year. We're also going to see your romantic options and how they're going to be, who they are and how they might be behaving. Again, regardless of whether you're in a connection or not. And anything else that wants to come through. Oh, and the last one, which is my favorite category so far in this entire reading, how your romantic life this year is going to shape you as a person. Like, what new things it's going to bring about, how it's going to shift you, even energetically. So let's go ahead and get your tarot, the true north. We're going to do this in the 3 sections. Let's start with relationships overall this year. Okay, I didn't like that shuffle. Let's shuffle it again. For my pile 5. So Pile 5, your relationships this year. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Something about balance. I feel like one way you balance out your relationships this year is by focusing on yourself. You may have a history of giving a lot to connections and partnerships, of giving a lot in general in relationships. So I feel like this year you're taking it easy and allowing things to come to you, especially with particular people. If you do have somebody from your past coming in, it's going to be quote, quote, karmic in that this time around, the roles are reversed. Like if you were the chaser previously and they were the ones who were receiving everything, you're going to flip that around. Like instead, they're going to chase you this time and you're just going to receive. And I feel like you're not going to feel bad about it because of how much you did for them in the past. We also have the 3 of Swords. Yeah, because in the past, or maybe you're currently dealing with this right now, or during the beginning of the year, there was some sort of heartbreak. There was some sort of revelation that, and it's not that there was a third party or even that somebody, well, I don't think there was, but it's more like this third knife coming in through the 3 of Swords was something that separated you two, and it's something that they are overcoming. It could be that bad habit. Like I said, you could be helping somebody with a bad habit. You could be helping them out of a bad situation. But I feel like, again, don't give yourself more than you need to here with the 6 of Pentacles. Like offer them advice, be there for them, but don't necessarily feel that you directly have to save them. They have to save themselves. And if you want to be that support while they do that, you can be. We also have the 5 of Pentacles, a feeling of lack. So part of the reason you have such a strong such a strong sense of self-confidence this year is because for a while, or maybe even for a good portion of last year, you were in this energy of not feeling like you were enough, or not feeling that you were doing enough in a connection, or feeling that everything you gave wasn't enough. For a lot of you, there was a lot of hurt in the previous year, maybe even a very deep heartbreak. And this year, you're turning it around. You're turning around your story. You're taking back your power. You're rebuilding the confidence that something or somebody else had broken down, because you're remembering who you truly are. And maybe this will even help, because I'm not trying to feed delusions, but I do feel that somebody from your past, or maybe you may even hear this through a third party, like somebody that knows them, or, you know, friend of a friend or something. You may hear that the only reason that they broke your heart is because of something else entirely. Like it had nothing to do with you and everything to do. I'm hearing family expectations for some of you. I'm hearing that very strongly. Like maybe somebody decided not to be with you because of their family expectations, or maybe somebody here decided not to be with you because they had to put a lot into their career, or they had to move away, or they were dealing with something and they didn't want you to have to deal with it. They didn't want you to bear the weight of it, essentially. We also have Page of Swords. I do see this. Yeah, this is a communication. So if you don't hear from this person directly, you will hear it from somebody else. Maybe somebody that they trust, or somebody who's like a close friend of them, or somebody that they know will relay the message to you in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if you will contact this person or not. For some of you, it may not be possible. And then for some of you, this will be a very emotional reunion, because even though we have Swords and Pentacles here, which is this is very dry energy. Like Pentacles is earth energy, which can be very practical, and then Swords is like no emotion. But even though we have these two here, it wouldn't surprise me if this was a very emotional kind of conversation, but you might bury your emotions in something else. So you're starting off this year healing from a lot of stuff that went on last year. You're healing from certain situations, maybe even somebody rather immature with the Page of Swords here. And I've never noticed this before, but there is a cute little squirrel here. Oh my gosh. I love squirrels. They're actually one of my animals, because every house that I've lived in has, with the exception of like 1 or 2, has had squirrels around, which I love watching them. They're just so silly. Like they move all, you know, sporadically, and just they're fun to watch. I'll even have them just, you know, walk across my window as I'm doing readings. I had one walk across this morning. To me, they're a symbol of like hidden knowledge, of hidden secrets. Think of how they take, you know, their little acorns and nuts and they just hide them all over the place only to find them out later. So for a lot of you, this is a secret that's going to come out regarding your either the relationship you're in right now, or a previous relationship, or even just your love life in general. Let's go ahead and see your partners this year. Again, regardless of whether you are currently with them or if it's going to be options. For my pile 5, We have the Empress. This is so interesting. Let me get more. For those of you who are into women, you're definitely going to find your Empress this year. I was getting that very strongly. If you are a straight man or a man who is more into feminine energy, you are going to find, or a woman who's into feminine energy, you're going to find your Empress this year. Another way of seeing this, though, if you are the opposite, if you identify more with the Empress energy, you're going to find somebody who is able to appreciate and put you into Empress energy this year. Because surprisingly, it has nothing to do with them and everything to do with what you know you deserve. We have the Five of Swords, win some, lose some. If you're currently dating, if you're still single, you're going to like pick and choose your battles, pick and choose whoever it is that you want to date. You're not going to worry about who gets hurt or not. You're just like, I'm single and I'm free and I can date whoever I want. And if the people who, I'll explain more in a minute. There's a little bit of man-eater energy. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get more. We have the Four of Wands. Is that a Four of Wands? Yeah. That's a weird F. I don't know, sorry. No offense to whoever wrote this, but I thought that was an S. But this is the Four of Wands. So lots of fun. Like I said, you're shining this year, Pile 5. You're looking amazing, and people are taking notice of this. And the last card, the Fool. So you're definitely going to meet new people this year. If you're single, you're going to meet somebody new. If you are currently in a connection, you and your person will have like a new view on things. I feel like your person is going to really want to start fresh with the connection, within the connection, you know. They might take up a whole new way of handling things, and it's going to help you become the Empress you deserve to be, or vice versa. Maybe you're going to take on something new that will help you find your Empress, depending on what it is that you're into here. But with the Five of Swords and the Empress, if you're currently single, I feel like you're taking on this energy of dating around and being very open and honest about who it is that you date, because I've read this energy in previous piles, or sorry, previous not previous piles, previous readings about dating and singlehood, etc., where if they're not putting a ring on your finger, if they're not making it a point to, you know, commit to you, you're free to date whoever it is that you want. So until somebody offers you commitment, you're going to keep seeing people, and you don't care what somebody else might think of it. If they have a problem with that, then they should do something about it, is what I'm hearing. And this isn't for you to be mean. This isn't for you to be what's the word, you're not trying to be any type of negative way here. It's just fair to you to keep seeing people until somebody claims you, essentially, until somebody really wants to put in the effort to make you theirs. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you might have people who are not okay with this. But however, I see somebody new coming into your life. The Fool energy is new. It's new beginnings, and somebody new in general who is going to step up to the plate, who's going to see this and be like, you know what, I don't mind some friendly competition, especially with the Four of Wands here. Because even though Four of Wands isn't necessarily a very it's more of a party card. It's a very lively, happy, fun card. I feel like this person is going to approach this as a challenge that they want to overcome, or like they see the competition and they're okay with this. So believe it or not, you stepping into this Empress energy, into a little bit of this man-eater energy, is going to attract exactly the right person, which I feel is a little bit counterintuitive, or you feel like, oh, that couldn't possibly be true. But the truth is, a lot of you have this energy where you're attracted to the fire in people. You're attracted to people who have ambition and who have, you know, that competitive spirit. I feel like you like that, but maybe you've been going for the wrong people because you might be intimidated by that. But in them seeing you be this way, they're going to be attracted to you because you're stepping into a type of authenticity that I don't think you even knew that you had, Pile 5. So I'm really loving this energy, even though, like I said, it's a little bit of player energy. But I don't think it's in a bad way. It's more like you just date around a lot. And I don't think that's a problem, especially if you're single, especially if you just want to have fun. As long as you're staying safe, as long as you are being very honest with everybody, open and honest about what your intentions are and what you are doing, it should all be good and fun, and you will attract the right person, ironically, with this energy. Let's go ahead and see how romance and love is going to shape you this year, Pile 5, because already this has been probably one of the more interesting readings, because it's very realistic. Like, we overcome our struggles, we overcome our heartbreaks, and we become better people, you know? So Pile 5, we have the Two of Wands. You're learning to set better standards for yourself, is what I'm hearing. You're learning to set better standards for yourself. I feel like maybe you didn't even recognize how low your standards were before, even in a connection, even in like a healthy, committed connection. It's not that you had low standards. I just think you weren't asking for enough, or you were allowing yourself to just go with whatever. And not that there's anything wrong with going with the flow, but I feel like you were not asking much of your partner, and maybe you even bring it to their attention that you don't ask for much, and the few things you're asking of them, to step up in wherever it is that they need to step up is actually going to, like, they're going to recognize it and they're going to do better by you. So I see a lot of very level-headed conversations here with the Two of Wands, because these are plans. And for those of you who are single, again, you had lower standards than you realize. We have the Seven of Swords. A lot of secrets are going to be uncovered, not just about other people. Like I said, you're dealing with somebody from your past who's going to tell you something. But I feel like this revelation is really going to shift the way you view life in general, the way you view yourself, and the way that you view how you were seeing yourself romantically. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional about that. Like I said, there's a lot of swords and earth energy here, but I feel like regardless, maybe some of you have like moon in an air sign or moon in an earth sign, because I'm getting very emotional when I see this secret come out. We have the Queen of Wands. Like I said, you're going to know exactly the power of your physical appeal this year. You're looking very attractive. I don't know if some of you are going through a glow up. I don't know if it's just that inner glow of yours that is coming through, but you're going to look so damn good this year. People are going to find you irresistible here with the Queen of Wands. Even if you're a man, you're going to look like the Queen of Wands in that you're just drop dead gorgeous. People are going to approach you, and it wouldn't surprise me if you get a lot of compliments this year on your physical appearance, regardless of how much you are trying or not, because I feel like you're just looking better. And then the last card, okay, you get two more cards. We have Four of Swords and Two of Swords. You're going to have advice and messages come through in dreams, because the Two of Swords is lack of communication, but the Four of Swords, it's like resting. It could also be a meditation. So you're going to gain a lot of perspectives about your love life through your dreams, through your meditations. For those of you who do energy work, who do all types of, shamanic work, energy work, whatever you want to call it, I feel like you're going to get a lot of revelations this way. I know that's my main way of getting revelations about myself, whether it's romantic or otherwise. So maybe a lot of you are doing this year. Because the way you are being shaped this year, like for sure, you're going to be absolute hot stuff this year, which is amazing. But I feel like the biggest revelations are going to be those that you learn about yourself and other people when it comes to romance and relationships. You're going to shift the way you see yourself. You're even going to shift the way that you communicate. Maybe in the past you used to be very direct about what you wanted, or maybe you used to not even speak about what it is that you wanted. You can switch this around depending on how it is that you used to communicate. The way you talk about what you expect and want in a relationship is going to change, because it needed to. Because I think in the past you were very silenced, or you felt that if you didn't say anything, then you would be you being quiet was somehow like a virtue in relationships, which may have just been something that you picked up from, like, for example, the women or even the men in your family. Because I'm feeling that some of you had a parent who felt that if they kept quiet in a relationship, then everything would be fine. Like if they didn't argue, or if they didn't express their feelings or emotions or expectations, then things would be peaceful. When the truth is the opposite can happen, because that only breeds resentment within that person. So a lot of you, you're learning to communicate, and a lot of you, especially my femmes out there, you're looking absolutely gorgeous this year with the Empress and the Queen of Wands. You're going to attract more people than you know what to do with, but you're also going to be very selective with the people you allow into your life. I do see you partying a little bit as well here with the Four of Wands, and attracting new people as well. What's the back of the deck energy? We have the Six of Wands. Yeah, a lot of success, a lot of victory. Overall, your love life is going to be very victorious this year. You may end up finding a soulmate or a counterpart this year. I don't want you to get hooked on that though. I still want you to have fun and keep dating and keep, being yourself. But you may find a very important soulmate this year. I kind of do want to know what this Seven of Swords energy is, because like I said, it's a secret that comes through. It could be a revelation about yourself or somebody else. But just for this pile, because I'm feeling a very specific energy here, I want to see what this has to do with how it's going to shape you as a person. We have the Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Coins. This has something to do with your self-worth. For example, maybe in the past somebody left you and you felt that it made you feel unworthy, or maybe they chose somebody over you and that made you feel unworthy, but then you find out that the only reason they chose that person was because of, for example, family expectations, the expectations of friends, or maybe this person, I don't know, but it wasn't genuine. Whatever this person chose over you wasn't genuine. If only if it was like a choice situation. For some of you, it could have been that. Yeah, that's just what I'm getting. Like, I don't think it's third party necessarily. I don't think you were cheated on. I just feel like somebody here had a choice to make, and they have a regret in choosing them because they understand that you were actually this, that you were worth putting in the effort for, and this other person wasn't. Or maybe they found out something about them and they just, they come back to you with their tail between their legs and ask for an apology. It's up to you whether you want to forgive or not. I don't think that matters. I don't know if you may want something with that person or not. Yeah, back at the deck, Queen of Cups. You were the Queen of Cups this whole time. Somebody here loved you this whole time and they decided to go against that love because they were not ready for it, or maybe they weren't ready for the love you had to give. But I think that's going to be up to you what you want to do with that. I wouldn't focus on it because you have a lot of admirers this year. You can pick and choose who you want to be with and how good you want to look. Let's go ahead and get your final messages though. We are using a yes and no deck, so go ahead and think of a question that we will answer yes or no for here. I'll give you a moment for that. Meanwhile, I will select your affirmators love and relationship cards. For my pile 5, what is in store for them? 2025. 33 minutes as I say this, for those of you for whom that is an important number. Okay, we have honesty. This heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a root into trust parade, and everyone's invited. So for a lot of you, you are practicing honesty, or honesty will come through very strongly this year. Maybe even when you least expect it. Let's get another card. Okay, we got 2 more cards. Compliments. I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give that gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment from everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it. In which case, I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. Wow, I'm skilled. So for a lot of you, like I said, you're going to receive a lot of compliments this year, but you may also give them away yourself, and maybe this is what sparks this, compliment frenzy that you're gonna have this year, because like I said, you're looking really good. Also, I have never seen this card, but we have perfect match. Congratulations, you've gotten your and everyone else's wish. This is an auspicious sign that a healthy, authentic relationship is either here or on its way. This is the sort of relationship where you don't have to compromise, settle, sell out, or otherwise be a non-you. This is a relationship anchored in truth and love that neither party will have to hide their farts from. Smells like a special duo. Like I said, pile 5, you are actually bringing in a soulmate this year. And I'm not surprised, because as I tap collectively into 2025, a lot of people were bringing romance back in 2025. We're finding our partners, our soulmates, our perfect match. Some people may be getting engaged or married this year. A lot of people are finding the people they are meant to be with this year, which makes me very happy, because I'll be honest, being single and in the dating sphere, not just for myself, but for other people who are also single, I was just feeling so hopeless for a lot of them, because it's like, well, dang, if somebody here can't make it, if they can't make it, if I can't make it, like who can? I feel like this year we're bringing romance back, authentic romance, and a lot of beautiful things are going to happen this year. Let's go ahead and get your I am so totally into you cards. That made me a little emotional. Like I said, not for myself, but for other people as well, who I know are very deserving of love and the partnership that they want. Because if you're here at a love reading, chances are you really do want some true love, Even if you want to be single for a little bit more, for a little bit longer. So these are quotes that are going to define you this year. I want to do with you what spring does with the cherry trees. Pablo Neruda. every day you play. So somebody here is really going to want to make you shine, is definitely going to want to cater to the beauty that you are. They're going to want to keep making you flourish somehow. A lot of you, you're calling in a very dedicated partner. If you're already in a connection, your partner will become much more dedicated to you, which is very beautiful. Somebody here wants to see you blossom. Somebody here wants to turn you into the beautiful cherry trees. And again, the cherry trees, especially in places like Japan, they're world renowned for their beauty, for how they bloom, for how they look. People come from many, many miles just to see them. And I feel like that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel like a beautiful blossoming cherry tree in the middle or the beginning of spring, whenever it is that they blossom. Back of the deck. Soft hair and a velvet tongue, I want to give you what you give to me. And every breath that is in your lungs is a tiny little gift to me. The white stripes, dead leaves, and the dirty ground. It's funny that we have both spring and fall here because cherry trees make me think of spring. And this song in particular, Dead Leaves and the Dirty Ground, makes me think of the fall season. So the equinoxes could be very important to you. Or maybe like when it's spring in the northern hemisphere, it's fall in the southern hemisphere. So something about that could be important for those of you who travel a lot or maybe have a long distance relationship. But with this card, soft hair and a velvet tongue, somebody here really just loves everything about you. You know, your hair, your tongue. I want to give you what you give to me. There's a lot of reciprocity here. There's a lot of beautiful things within the connection or even connections you will make this year or whichever one you have. A lot of orange as well, which makes me think of the sacral chakra. So like I said, it's going to be a very spicy year for some of you. Okay, let's go ahead and answer your yes or no question, pile 5. Realize it's already yours. So whatever this is, it's already there for you. It's already happening. If you're asking about a person, you probably already know them or you're already with them. Or if you know they're on their way to you, just know they're on their way to you. I'm gonna get one more. I'm feeling very generous with this pile 5. Like I said, you guys are manifesting this year. Continue manifesting this. Yeah, just confirmation that you're manifesting at insane levels this year. But this is where I leave it, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. It's been an honor. I wish you nothing but love, healing, and an amazing amount of abundance this year. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.